you think of this? 4 or 5 or maybe 6 men, they jump on me like I was made out of chocolate cake. Yeah. So daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Oh. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Strange. I am good. Dissecting asshole, especially at nighttime. I can't charge for it, but it makes my life fun. Oh yes, I like asshole, especially at nighttime. Antonio is coming out. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Strange. There's people everywhere that are just so sexy. Jeranism. Show something. Pop. I'm going to put it in my asshole. Martin, lick my asshole. In the center, Nathan Oakley. I got the broom handles for you, and you don't know. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Strange. Daytime. turning, nighttime, turning, daytime, weirdos, nighttime, turning, weirdos, weirdos, turning, weirdos, sexy stranger, weirdos, sexy stranger.
See that there, guys, behind his head? See that, people? It's so subliminal, you'll miss it.
Weird.
At the 3 minute, just as you're coming up for the 3 minute mark. I tried to ask Antonio about this, by the way. Look at the Freemason symbol. See it? See it? See the Freemason symbol? Oh, it's away again.
Weirdos. Turning. Weirdos.
Right, look out for the Freemason symbol on the right hand side of his head.
Sexy stranger.
Here you go, guys. See that? All right, to be determined. Nice to see you, man. See that? All right, Android. Reminds me of Sean Ryder's solo album. I've slowed this down, guys, by like 0.5. So I'll let you hear the full version. Am I still sharing? Right. How you doing, VB? Right. Anyway, guys, look at that on the right hand side of his head. He's got the subliminal Freemasonry signs. We'll go back to listening to this great song.
Weirdos. Turning. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Turning. Daytime. Nighttime. Stranger. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Turning. Daytime. Nighttime. Stranger.
All right, people, I'll swap my mic over now. I'm using the Mac mic for the sound because I've not got the third party shit that goes through. Jed, even an actor. How you doing, well, creature? How you doing, John Watson? I'll give you a little shout. Ananakai. Jamie, Hewitt, Laurie, to be determined. Sins Camillo 1, Go Fund FE. Ayers YouTube. I think that's it. Anyway, guys. Anyway, Antonio's dead. If he is dead, my thoughts go out to his family. But we're going to dive into a more interesting path. And I think Antonio would appreciate this because Antonio taught me well Antonio taught me not just to take shit off the fucking screen. Antonio taught me that, no, that shit's fake. Fake news, fake death, fake. I need more evidence. Antonio taught me that. Right? Anyway, I'm going to share screen again because I'm going to have a wee toast to Antonio and his philosophy. One of the guys that made it used to post in chat something Macintosh. He emailed me that. Is it Chris Macintosh? Was it Chris Macintosh? He emailed me about Antonio. Right, let's share screen again. Right, guys, this is one of my last interactions with Antonio. Let's see. Let me get my face up beside it. Now, this is one of my last interactions with Antonio Subirats. And it was actually quite pleasant, to be honest with you. You're going to need a Caesar Augustus to do a proper goodbye. I've got a few ciders. It's just recently been my birthday, guys. So I'm 39 now. I'm on my last year of my 30s. And I'll be a fucking old man at 40. This is called Angry Orchard. 500 mils of crisp cider. So I am going to share screen another video, guys. He was a baller. I was always laugh because he's got Tosh in his name. Right, anyway, I'm going to share screen. This is one of my last interactions with Antonio. And I'd just like to share it. And then we can talk about some of the other stuff about Antonio. And some of his stunts. Because, guys, Antonio's death here could be a stunt. Another stunt. And if you've been in the flat earth as long as I have been, and I've been in it longer than Antonio. I was in the scene fucking before he turned up. So fucking I can remember Antonio's plight from the fucking Nathan Oakley show right through to the so-called raping of a certain person, should we say. But I watched a lot, so this recent death has got me thinking. And it's got me, at first I just believed it right off the bat. I just thought, fuck's sake, Antonio's dead because he definitely had cancer. But he did look like he was making a recovery. He looked a really bad way at one point, and then he looked like he was making a comeback. VB says Orphan Red made a tribute vid. Yep. Well, this is going to be a wee bit different. Anyway, I'll full screen share this one, and we'll have a wee listen to this one. Just a pity P. Mars's head's on the screen most of the time.
Can you hear that? Someone you blocked is moderator here. Eh? The fuck? Someone I've blocked is a moderator in fucking Antonio's. I've not blocked anyone. Romance and religion. No sound. Right.
It's like if I'm giving you a rent. In Old English, You must have seen the signs like ye olde cock. And they say, oh, ye olde cock. No, that ye wasn't said. It looks like a Y, but it isn't a Y. It was the letter for the sound the. The and the E at the end wasn't pronounced. It wasn't the old cock. It was the old cock. The E was at the end, just to say, listen,
You seem to
emphasize
be a troll and a skid. I'm saying
so
it.
people
You know
will say
good
the
and well
old.
we don't live in a giant spinning ball.
But then
JLB's once more
eventually,
time, bro.
society changed, norms changed to the point that
These
they would
days.
drop even the D.
I've not got time for JLB, man. Got no time for JLB.
My old lady, things like that. Hammond Walker. One more try, just a friendly hello.
JLB's just a distant memory.
Too hard at, Long Beach, California. Have fun, man. Really have fun.
JLB's got my fucking emails and all that shit. He's never reached out to me since he's disappearing out.
No. Hammond Walker, if you want, go to Taboo Conspiracy and play his last video to them.
This guy's shite.
Best thing to do is just leave it. Don't stress about it.
Has he got fucking subtitles up?
Okay. And eventually, at some point, they're like,
Have I added these subtitles? Has he put fucking subtitles on?
Right, anyway.
I was a bit clueless there, like.
And Marlon, what happened to flat water, flat earth? Usually what happens is, people who don't immediately play along and blow kisses,
Let's see if I can troll him.
Get ignored a bit.
Let's see if I can troll him.
I found it surprising when a couple of channels emerged and a couple of celebs emerged as flat earthers. One of them,
Hey Antonio, your bye.
A group called Il Divo.
I give a wee thumbs up as
And
well.
somebody else, I forget who the other was. And I was in part of this group, like, dude, why don't you
I'll
see
put
it?
Subirats Day so he sees it. It's all red and shit.
The reception, the way things work, it's like, there's something not right here. Why would you not want to interview this person who has just categorically stated they were looking into flat earth? But anyway, and that gaggle, believe it or not, is run by David White, and I feel sorry for the kind-hearted people that fall for it, because it is kind-hearted people that fall for it. People who are not kind-hearted don't fall for it. Wait a second, go for it, Randy. Did I miss your other answer? I asked who made God.
You loving this shit.
Right at Antonio, so that I can see, otherwise it slips by with all the other comments. I was asking the scale rule for your map yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Dave Hinkle. Okay, look.
Let's see how long I can last in this chat.
Yeah.
Right.
From here, if you look on a map, okay, from here, which is the border, the coastal border between Morocco and Algiers, and draw a straight line, a real straight line, not one of those bent mathematical straight lines. A straight line from there to the southernmost point, just south of Cape Town. That straight line plays the role of 5,000 miles, and then you can use that everywhere else. You can see how big Australia is, coast to coast, north to south, everywhere else. Sorry, I didn't get it. I thought that you were asking something a lot more complicated. That's the line. So from the coastal boundary between Algiers and Morocco, straight to the bottommost point of South Africa. That's 5,000 miles.
Oh, you'll read me, all right. Don't worry.
Great face, you're making me jealous. Enjoying a coffee. I'm gonna leave you for a minute and go make myself a coffee.
We dick. Show me out before you go, you wee cunt.
Antonio, who created it? Go for it, Randy, dude. I'm waiting for the answer. because I enjoy this kind of conversation. I do have an ace up my sleeve.
Come on, Antonio. Am I blocked in here? Am I blocked? Can you see my shit in here?
Ah, right.
Alright, well,
Jesus said,
how do I
let there be light. And in 6 days he created earth, sun, moon, and stars. No, he didn't. Who? How do you know? Oh, okay. Here you are. Go for it, Randy. I'm going to read your thing again. Jesus said, let there be light. And in 6 days he created earth, sun, moon, stars. How do you know? So go for it, Randy. Please answer. Yes, Skeptic Media. Welcome. We can have a wrench. Just got to show how long since you've been in a chat here. Huh? But really welcome.
All right. He's welcoming me. Hey, babe. Right, everybody new in the chat. Just reminiscing here. Some old trolling I used to give Antonio. This is the last time I trolled Antonio. I've got a massive list of videos trolling Antonio. I don't know what's happened to the sound here though.
We have questions. Okay. Everybody has questions.
Got a range.
Might be in a coma. I'll give you a range. Just Skeptic Media. Do you remember when you made a video saying, there's no actual, what's Antonio on about? No, wait. Do you remember Just Skeptic Media when you made a video going, what's this? What's this? What's Antonio going on about Alistair Crowley and L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons and NASA? There's no association between them at all. Do you remember Just Skeptic Media? I've got to sting you. Oh, that was funny. I watched that and I went, oh my God, this dude. Just Skeptic Media, that was the kind of retarded thing that will remain unnamed, went on to do more recently with eclipses. That's right. Oh. No, sorry, not with eclipses. Well, yeah, he did it with eclipses too, but with Foucault and the gyroscope. But what is this about gyroscope and pendulums and Foucault? I don't see anything. Then he was looking at Michel Foucault, the philosopher, not Leon Foucault, the physicist charlatan. You got very quiet. Just Skeptic Media. What's going on? You want to say, oh, what can I say? What can I say? That much rubbish.
I can't even remember half the shit you're talking about. Half the shit you're talking about, mate. I can't remember half the shit you're talking about.
Is that who you'd say?
You stole Sasha from me.
Just the looks. You know, I see conversations like really interesting stuff going on that I don't know because I'm just seeing a bit. Like that. Hey, the guy that was asking, saying that Jesus said all those things. Why aren't you answering? How do you know? Okay, sorry. How do you highlight, you ask? You write at. Then when you start writing Antonio, it will show up Antonio Subirats, then you click it and it pre-writes it for you. And so it makes it a lot easier, especially with long, crazy names. Just get to media. Hey Dan, your mate Antonio's still giving out wrenches like a fag. Oh, you have to bring up your sexuality, just get to media.
Hey, that's a shaggy.
Erotic, that. Wrenches and fags. You stole Sasha from me. I did. And she was delicious. Anyway, I know you're not, mate. I know, I can see it. You're almost crying. Yeah, so that's how you do it.
I'm forgetting who's Chatterman now.
Wait, whoa. Rudy Maliaskate. Rancy Effie is a genius. Honest, I don't understand how you don't like him. He does protest too much. I'm not sure. I think you're being sardonic there. No need to be implied to the religious people. I haven't been implied to, hey, look, it's like this. You know, you must address them according to their preferred pronoun. See, that thing? No, you don't have to. There's no need to be impolite to religious people.
It's a fucking yap bag.
Right, that's true. But there's no preset rule that you be polite, generally, and generally polite to people altogether. But asking questions like, how do you know Jesus did all those things? Asking the question is not impolite. Just saying, you know. Daytime, nighttime, you will never lift that down, Subirats. Lift it down many times. I think you'll never lift it down.
I'll never live that down, mate. Never. I'll never forget that.
When is flat coffee day? No. Sounds like a good idea, though. Yeah, I'll have a flat coffee. Flat earth coffee. That said, you maybe should listen to AJM and Bible literasts' comments. Don't be rude to religious people. Off. Bible literalists. Hey, I'm going to do a literal description of what the Bible says in English. And I'm going to tell you based on what it says in the original Greek and Latin, and then some maybe Hebrew. Maybe.
I said, what's that shite behind your head, Antonio? New Puker.
Sounds like
Episode 1.
You know, I said, my Jesus never told me how he can be. He is 1,000%.
What the fuck?
He can't be 1,000%. But I asked you.
I'm posting live on Antonio right now.
I didn't say, did Jesus tell you?
Look at his chat. You don't see his chat.
No. That Jesus said those things. Never be light, and then created everything.
So what's that shit?
How do you know? Because if I told you it wasn't Jesus, it was Santa Claus, I bet you I'd win that argument. I can tell you right now, Santa Claus, you know the three wise men? It wasn't three wise men, it was Santa Claus.
He said this fucking years ago. I can remember Antonio saying this years ago. Fucking hell, you just keep saying the same shit.
The J flat earth, the one to that flat earth app, and you destroy the point of it. My phone is too old to install it anyway. I left my number in my email. Cool. I'll send you, I'll text you. We'll go for a coffee. We'll arrange with Dan as well. We'll go for a coffee. Just, yeah, it'll be good. Let me be really frank with you right now. I'm looking for just skeptic comedians comments. What's that shout behind your head, Antonio? You killed her. That's right. Yeah. Hey, just get to media. Do you remember you made a thing? A claymation thing with Tesla, and you got the vast majority of what Tesla said wrong. Do you remember? Do you remember me telling you in a message?
Just make shit up.
What the heck, dude? Gonna go to all that trouble, make it move, that little lab of his. You could have like voiced him to say things that he said.
What did he say? What did he say? Oh,
No,
he's getting annoyed. Like, he's getting annoyed.
There you go, Richard Archer. But it was pretty shoddy, dude. Yeah, Supreme Architects. Religious people are rude to non-believers, trying to impose their beliefs and trying. That's right, they are. Hold up. Trying to tell me when I have to touch myself and in which place. Oof. Yeah. Just get to media. Why did you ambush that babe, Roxanne? What do you mean by ambush? Was that ambush journalism? That's what it was. Just get to media.
Ask him about Owen Benjamin. Ask him for a coffee. That was funny in Yubuka. Tesla's fake news. It probably is, by the way. Ask him about Owen Benjamin.
Oh, because it matters not where and how well you hide yourself. His eye is all-seeing. Hello.
What is your opinion on
right, just like the eye of Sauron.
Owen Benjamin?
Tolkien was a devout Catholic, so elements in there. Hey, why would God make Satan? Was it because he didn't want to make all the torture devices and put up with all the screams and all the eternal suffering? Was it that why? Did God say, I'll make this Satan dude, I'll trick him into betraying me, so I can say, right, yo, and then he'll get angry and make a hell. Yeah, I'll do that. Or was God stupid and didn't know what was going to happen?
Oh, God.
Or is the entirety of the story of God and what God did and what God is wrong? Is it all wrong? Like completely wrong? Like the Big Bang Theory is completely wrong? Like the flat earth being a dish is completely wrong? Could it be?
Flat Earth Reason is right in there, he's
like,
written.
Light being
Owen is part of the Matrix, just playing his role.
Could the ideas about God be also?
I'm going to ask Antonio if he realises he had Masonic symbols in his daytime nighttime video. I'm going to ask him that.
Just get to media. Dude, make your things more coherent. You just said, is he a Hollywood actor show guy? I don't know who you're referring to. Anyway, and this brother wanted to say that religious people are trying to tell you where you cannot touch yourself and trying to impose. That's right, they are. Angel 5451 writes, I think people created Satan. That's right. I think people created God. What would make you think that? Well, if you've created something, you might want to own it. Oh, don't tell me it's gonna the other stream. Good. You might want to claim ownership over it. You know, by giving it a name, like say Yahweh.
Someone stop. His live stream's offline. Alright, is it coming back? Someone you blocked. What the fuck? Something's going on. They're cracking into my computer. Look at his face. That was his face when he opened fucking Pat's legs up.
It's like Christmas. Got it. What's going on there? Spazzing it. Spazzing it. Shut the fuck. Someone's about going, oh, for fuck's sake, man, I'm stunted. Shut up. Shut the fuck up, for fuck's sake. How can a man yap that much? Andres, dude, you are disgusting. The NW. See if Antonio will go in the grey area with you. Voynich. Poof. 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 Oh, anyway, people. That was funny. I've got to say that. I had a good laugh. That was the last time I kind of interacted with Antonio. I'm going to use my. I'm going to get the settings and change my mic over here. A different mic. There's Sasha in the back. Is that Sasha? Something's going on there in the background. I don't know if it's Sasha. There's something going on. See? Here we go. I think it's Antonio's map. Sorry about the attire, people. I've done a 12-hour shift at my work. And I kind of couldn't be fucking arsed. So I sat for a couple of hours. I thought, do you know what? I've had this shit on my mind about Antonio. And if Antonio's dead, fair enough. He was really ill, physically and psychologically for a while. I was watching Antonio, and he was ill. He was an ill man. But I did see a recovery in Antonio. I did see a sort of comeback, and I'm going to just throw it out there because, like I said before, Antonio, out of all people, is probably the first person who would be skeptical about this fucking shit. Right, I'm going to change my mic anyway. Over. Get this fucking thing. I think it's still plugged in. Right. Let's see. Cam mic. Audio. Still got bits of food stuck in my teeth and that. Right. Hello. Yeah, I sound a wee bit better. And like I said, Antonio would like this stink I'm going to put up about Antonio. I'm just going to throw it out there. Antonio has possibly faked his YouTube death. There's a couple of motives that I've got for this, and I've been watching all these old videos. I've been sitting back. I've been sitting watching video after. For some reason, when people die that had a connection with me on YouTube, it kind of bothers me. So I went back and I watched some of his videos, and there was a few things that got me thinking. And one of them was his collaboration with Rob Skiba. Antonio wanted to do a collaboration with Rob Skiba. I wonder what kind of collaboration. Could the collaboration have been to fake their deaths online? Because I know Rob Skiba was getting a lot of heat online. And Antonio, fuck man, his persona was kind of destroyed within the Flat Earth community after the whole rape allegations with Patricia Steer. Antonio's credibility went down the pan at that point. There's a lot of people stuck by Antonio as well, but the way I seen it, it just seems to be like they were giving each other publicity stunts, Patricia Steer and Antonio, because Antonio claiming that she was a man was an outlandish fucking claim. I've got to say, Antonio Subirats claiming Patricia Steer was a man was pretty outlandish because you can spot these fucking things for a mile away. Not always, but Patricia Steer, I was pretty sure was a woman. I thought Antonio's claim, and then he went into details drawn. He actually he made a live stream drawing the shape of fucking Patricia's body and how it should look, and the padding and the hips and fucking all this kind of stuff, and the way our lady garden looked and stuff like that. He went into detail about what it looked like downstairs and stuff like that. Antonio went into some strange shit. So me making this claim that Antonio's possibly faked his death to sell more books. He's got a second book coming out. There was a book that came out called Book of the Sun. He changed his channel to the Book of the Sun. This book kind of flopped. I was reading reviews for it, and maybe within the flat earth communities they like it, but I think it flopped pretty hard. He's got a second book coming out, and he kind of you get a glimpse of the prologue or the premise, or he was writing a document. He was doing a live stream, guys, right? And he slipped up on his desktop. He shared a part of, I think it was the start of a new book. And I think it was called The End of America or The End of the World or some shit like that. Like something about the demise of the world. His second book. He had a second book. In fact, Sasha mentioned earlier on tonight that his daughters are going to maybe publish the second book. So I've been looking for evidence because, guys, when there's claims made, the first thing you've got to do is look for evidence. And when someone dies, you need to look for obituaries. Oh, local experimentalist. Why is Okai here? I'm off. Sorry, Jed. Well, why is everybody here? There's no moderators here. Everybody is welcome. As long as you behave yourself, everybody is welcome. If you want to come up on panel, that's a different kettle of fish, but most people are welcome. Anyway, going back to Antonio, I think he's got many reasons to fake his death. And I'll go back to the evidence, like evidences of his death. All I'm finding, people, is a post on fucking YouTube, a couple of posts on Facebook. So if you want to convince the public you're dead, you just need a couple of posts on Facebook and YouTube. What about a funeral? What about an obituary? What about something like solid? And Antonio would have told you this, guys. Antonio would have taught us this. Don't just go for the fucking YouTube. And in fact, Antonio had a video where he was talking about it was a fake document to muddy the water about the Chinese flu. And he was saying you've got to analyze these things properly and read them properly through. And this is what Antonio was saying. You've got to scrutinize these documents because it could be muddy in the water. It could be fake news. And I wouldn't be surprised if Antonio's having the last laugh if he knows that people will just fall for this shit. And I'm still looking. I'm still looking for evidence of Antonio's death. And apart from a fucking couple of posts online, there's nothing solid or concrete to me. And we'll go to Rob Skiba. Rob Skiba was a more wealthier man. He had more influence. He'd had these little Christian community. They had his church. What was it? The High Tower? He created his own fucking cult, practically. And he died of a very suspicious... And he was lying in bed. If you look at Rob Skiba's fucking death, his last picture, he was lying in a bed, and apparently he died on a ventilator. He's fucking lying in the bed waving, and you know what Rob Skiba and Antonio Subirats had in common? Their last videos were 3 months ago or 4 months ago. The both last videos were like 3 or 4 months ago. Both of them, they sort of simultaneously stopped posting videos. Rob Skiba and Antonio. That's one thing they've got in common. Another thing they've got in common is both Antonio Subirats and Rob Skiba are IMDb actors. So if you don't know what IMDb is, it's a database of actors and fucking all this shit. If you type in someone's name, you might get an actor popping up. You'll probably get Nathan Oakley up because he's been in all his own programs and shit like that. Well, Antonio's there. He's a IMDb. The girl you see on the screen behind me, she's at IMDb. And Antonio Subirats was IMDb along with Rob Skiba. They're both authors. And what a way to make you sell more books or get more money for your books or your art or your maps is to die. And to me, I don't know, it's Fokker as well. Laurie Gale just made a point in the chat that Fokker was IMDb. And isn't this a coincidence? And you'll probably find that all these fake crisis actors are IMDb. The fuck was that? You'll probably find that a lot of these crisis actors are IMDb. So I wouldn't be surprised. And like I said, Antonio likes a fucking stunt. He likes a fucking stunt, Antonio. Oh, he was pulling them. His earlier stunts was like sort of on Nathan Oakley's show where he was just sort of antagonizing the Christian community. He was fucking throwing shit out there. He was throwing some Aleister Crowley out there. He was playing with the whole occult stuff. And that was like the beginnings. And then this daytime, nighttime video, guys, you watched at the beginning. Daytime, nighttime. This was another fucking stunt he pulled, guys. And remember, you all remember that shit? How weird that was. How fucking, just because if you were in that environment at the time, for Antonio to pull out that video was very against the grain. It was fucking, it made everybody, like, if the whole rape claims and all that shit, then they discredit Antonio. That did the first time. The first time Antonio's credibility got questioned was that fucking daytime, nighttime video. And that was a stunt he pulled. And like I said, if you look at the thumbnail, he's got Masonic symbols and he's got one eye symbolism. He's got loads of little fucking bits of symbolism floating about in that video. I always question them on that because I'm a fucking suspicious guy. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's proper subliminal. Because I remember seeing it the first time, and see when I was trying to look back to find the subliminal messages, I couldn't find it. I had to sit and watch and slow it down until I seen it. I was like, fuck, there it is there. So I think Rob Skiba, Antonio Subirats, this could be a simultaneous. And people say, oh, his daughters. His daughters wouldn't allow this. His daughters could be just playing the role, playing along with it. Antonio, in fact, Antonio could be still sending messages online and pretending it's the daughters. Oh, it's the daughters. Someone said in Sasha's chat already that they've been speaking to the daughters. Why are the daughters already speaking to the Flat Earth community? Why are Antonio's daughters already within the community speaking to people in the community? And why is the daughters going to publish the book and all this fucking shit? Honestly, guys, I'm starting to think this stinks. And Antonio will be proud of me. If you're watching Antonio, you'll be proud of my fucking investigator. I'm keeping you alive, man. I'm keeping you fucking alive because I know you're fucking alive. Then you fucking lie, you prick with your red hoodie on. Right, so, like I said, I've got lots of memories. Go back on my videos, guys. Some of my earlier videos. If you go into the filter and go to oldest first and go back through my videos backwards, like, you'll find maybe 15 videos kind of against Antonio, maybe less, maybe a dozen videos. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think this is a fucking stupid? Because you just can't think this is stupid. All the shit that Antonio's claimed in the past, including his that Patricia Steer was a man and all this fucking stuff. Come on, what's going on here? Is this another stunt by Antonio? What do you think? Right. If you've got some input into this subject, especially about Antonio, I'm not really interested if somebody's got to come on that doesn't know Antonio or know what the scene was like back then. This is what I want to. VB would be a perfect guest right now. I just want to draw the line here. So if you're here in the chat, guys, and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, you don't know who Antonio is, but you just want to join the panel, you're kind of just wasting space. I want people that fucking knew the guy to spark my memories as well and make me remember that, because I watched a lot of shit with Antonio. I watched hours of fucking Antonio, just like Jibby Jedi. I've been watching this shit for like 5-6 years, the flat earth stuff for 5-6. Just recently, the past couple of years, I stopped kind of watching. I still keep my eye on Del, because I like Del. Funnily enough, I like Del, and I can relate to Del. Apart from the shape of the earth, apart from the fucking shape of the earth, I can relate to Del on a lot of fucking levels. I don't know, guys. I think Antonio's still alive. I think he's fucking alive. I think he's alive. He's alive, motherfucker. Stage death, crisis actors. Well, they're IMDb. And sorry, Sasha, but Sasha told me that Antonio was dead. She sent me a mail saying she thinks Antonio's dead, and then I said, no, really? How did he die? And then it's like we went into the comments, say like, I think it was Twitter or some shit like that, and it's like, is that it? Is that all you need to make someone dead? There's a couple of fucking comments on Twitter. I don't know, guys. I think it's bullshit. I think Tupac's alive as well, and I think Elvis never left the fucking building. Elvis is fucking still here. Subirats wouldn't have got the job. No. I think he's fucking about. I think he's sitting there fucking laughing. I think he's watching this shit laughing, Antonio. I don't think he's dead, man. I don't. As long as actors are there as flat earthers, they're stopping anyone real exposing it. You can see that video that fucking he pulled, that daytime, nighttime video, guys. Do you want me to play? I'll play it in full speed this time, because at the beginning of this stream, guys, we is that the daytime night one? Aye. Yeah, we'll put the speed. We'll put the speed normal speed. Right, one more time, and I'll send the link out. This is on honor of Antonio Subirats. Mate, if you're still watching, I'm fucking onto you. Right? This is an honor. If you're dead, man, Godspeed. Let's see. Window. Chrome tab. Right. One more time. Oh shit, I'm going to have to change the mic. Give me a second, guys. Audio to the internal mic. That's
Microphone. Right. Daytime, nighttime, sexy, stranger. Right.
So let's see what you think of this. 4 or 5 or maybe 6 men. They jump on me like I was made out of chocolate cake. Yeah. So daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime.
Sexy, stranger.
Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Daytime, nighttime. Stranger, I am good. I said, asshole, especially at nighttime. I can't charge for
Look
it.
at 3 minutes when it comes up to like
But it makes my life
2:58, 2:59. There's a Masonic symbol behind his head. There's also other ones. There's like a one eye symbol. There's fucking lots.
Especially at nighttime.
Did you like my slowed down version better?
Antonio is coming out. Daytime, nighttime, sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime, sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime, sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime,
Sexy, sexy stranger.
There's people everywhere that are just so
Apparently,
sexy, sexy. Jeranism. Show it something.
oh, it's hilarious.
Pop. I'm going to put it in my asshole. Martin, lick
Leak my asshole.
my asshole.
Martin Dixie.
Nathan Oakley.
Oh,
I got the broom handles from you, and you don't even know. Daytime, nighttime.
room handles.
Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger.
You love this, V. Thomas. This is right down your street, V. Thomas.
Turning,
Nighttime.
turning,
Turning.
Daytime.
weirdos,
Nighttime.
turning,
Turning.
weirdos, weirdos, turning, weirdos,
Sexy stranger.
Sexy
Weirdos.
stranger.
turning,
Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime.
Oh, meme videos are good.
turning,
Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy,
turning,
daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger.
Still disturbing to this day, I've got to say. Still fucking disturbing to this day. There's nothing like that anywhere. And see, when when you're neck deep in the flat earth, and that shit came out, oh, almost killed you, man. Almost killed you. Right, let's see. Audio, back to my USB.
Daytime, night. Loop that video forever. It doesn't really do anything for the flat earth, though. It doesn't do anything for the flat earth. I think he says once, like, I think he does that fucking, that thing that all the flat earthers do, that fucking, last post on Facebook was November the 7th, so just wonder when he died or pretended to die. He just died a few days ago. A few days ago, it was about 3 or 4 days ago. I had to give it a couple of days to digest. I had to think about it. I was looking, like I said, guys, I've been looking for evidence of Antonio's death, and all I'm finding is a couple of tweets. And if there's some kind of funeral, obituary, something like that, something more solid. But if not, I'm going to go with Antonio's logic. Oh, it's finished behind me now, I think. Is that finished? Sexy, sexy stranger. Right. It made FE gay for 5 minutes. Last post on Facebook was November the 7th. Antonio was always happy to please Jed. To please Jed. I was always happy to please me. Right. I need to keep my voice down because I'm waking up everybody. Okay, I sell books by being theatric, says Uncle May. Poncho being quiet about it all. Aye, Poncho's being quiet about it. I wouldn't be surprised if Poncho P's got IMDb. He's probably lost his credentials as well. Poncho Pete. It was always that G2G or whatever it was. Right, guys. Let's see. I'll put some links out there. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy stranger.
Aye, Poncho's still around, don't worry, he's still here. It's another guy I used to troll quite heavily. Because it was fun. It's the reactions, guys. There's certain people that they weren't worth trolling. When I was in the Flat Earth, there were certain people that weren't worth trolling, and Rob Skiba was one of them because he was too Christian, too nice, and you don't get the right reactions at Rob Skiba. But guys like Antonio Subirats, they're perfect for trolling. Perfect. Because you get certain reactions at them, and it was good. It was good. It's going through my head, daytime, nighttime. Holy shit stains. Right. I'll get the link out before fucking I wake up the whole house and have to shut the stream down. No, what am I doing? Share screen, what am I fucking... Right. I don't know what I'm doing. Poncho Pete, son of God. I'm going to put my earphones in. Right, guys. Right, I'll get the link out there. Right. To be honest, I want to hear what VB has got to say. So if loads of people come up, I really want to hear VB because VB's been in this thing. I want to hear his point of view. We did say a better side of Antonio, and you seen in that stream. Just in that stream, he gave me a spanner and he was being a bit more. Maybe he knew then. Maybe he found it then. I don't know. Right. The link's it. Release the hounds. Didn't you all be fawning over each other to get on my fucking show? God. Where's Vlad anyway? Vlad's usually got a lot of shit to say. There he is. Chechny Hawk. Is it who sang I Am the One and Only? Is it what's his name?
Who are you talking about?
Who sung the song? I am the one and only. Nobody I'd rather be. Chechny Hawk or some shit like that.
Man, I don't know what that fucking song is. I never heard that song in my life.
You fucking huff. Chesney Hawk. Here's Chesney Hawk, guys. Welcome, Chesney Hawk, to the show.
Aye.
So what do you think? Antonio's bullshitting the whole scene. I'm telling you.
I mean, if anyone would do something like that, it might be Antonio.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. When did you find it?
During your stream that we were on the other day, someone came on and said it in the chat, I think.
Really?
Or either that or I saw a rest in peace Antonio video pop up or something. I don't remember actually.
How did you find out? Did Sasha tell you?
Well, last time you had a show, Sasha was on. No, she wasn't on the last one. She was on the one before that. And we were all talking about Antonio, and she's like, "Be careful," remember? And yeah, and then a few days after that, I guess on Sunday the 21st is when he allegedly passed away.
Allegedly.
But I don't remember exactly. Maybe I was just in the. Oh, you know what it was? You were doing one of your driving live streams, and someone wrote it in the text in there, and I was like, "What?" And I went and looked, and it was all these R.I.P. Antonio Subirats videos out there. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about Antonio's claims in the past that he made? Certain claims he made. One of the big ones against the flat Earth was that see this Skiba map, the one that was it Rob Skiba's map, the one that everyone bought on a fucking app, came with the sun floating over the fucking the what do you call it?
I never like the dome.
Aye.
It
Remember
had a
that
model.
model?
Yeah, and it had like 4 pillars, and it was like sitting on a table kind of thing.
Nah. It was just like an equidistal map with the fucking
Okay.
sun and the moon going round it, and you had the actual date and the date on the left hand side and the years, and it was winding down. And he was trying to show you fucking. It was a really popular model, man. Everyone, but Antonio was questioning it, and Antonio was questioning it using the same logic. I was questioning it fucking like a couple of years before him, saying like if you were on the very tip of Africa, you'd have to be looking north to see the sun in that model. When really, like everyone sees the sun south, southwest, and southeast, or west and east. You never see the sun north.
Well, at some point in the day, it's gonna be north of you.
Nah,
but-
you know, the sun's never north. That's why you get the north face kind of mountains that never sees the sun. If you're facing south, if you've got a south facing house, you see your house is facing south, you'll see the sun rise in the east and set in the west. If you're facing the other way, if you're facing north, that's a shitty house to have because you never see the sunrise or the sunset. It's always at your back. Always.
Why wouldn't it be the same facing north as facing south if it's just going straight over you, east to west?
Well, VB, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Yeah.
And to look at noon, that's the highest point of the sun in the day before it starts to go back down again in its arch. But you're
Okay.
always looking south, mate. You're always looking south. You'll never see the sun north behind your head, ever. Ever. You never will.
From the northern hemisphere, maybe.
But even for the southern hemisphere, because you're flipped.
I mean,
you're still, even when you're in the southern hemisphere, the sun still rises in the east and sets in the west.
I'm not sure I'm following what you're saying because let's say I'm facing perfectly south and the sun goes right over my head and I don't actually see the sun with my eyes.
That's
And then if I
in like
turn perfectly
in the
north.
height of the summer, mate, you'll have the sun probably right above your head at some point, but it'll never be behind your head north.
It'll never be in the north.
It'll never be in the north, mate. It'll never be in the north.
You're saying the sun only goes from the equator and downward to the southern pole.
Watch the sunrise and get a compass and look. You'll watch it rising east, south in between, set in the west, and north behind you, man. And that's just the way it is.
Okay, I don't know.
But anyway, Antonio was using that same argument. He was actually using that argument to debunk Rob Skiba's map. That the fact that you'd never see the sun in the north. So because on Rob Skiba's map, right, if you were on the tip of South America or South Africa, you would have to look north to see like midday, the midday sun. When really they're still seeing the midday sun like us, like it rises in the east, sets in the west. You know what I mean? So and Antonio kind of understood that. So he was trying to make out his own fucking map to fucking try and include this shit.
What was he a detractor or not a detractor, but was he one of these guys in the flat earth who immediately I know all this about Antonio. In the beginning of when he showed up, he was agreeing with everybody. He was towing the line. He was promoting all the same ideas that everybody was promoting, even the ones that later on got debunked. Why did he like to stir shit? Because he wasn't the first guy to stir shit within the scene, within the pro flat earth community.
Well, I think he came in quite late. Like I said, VB, I can remember when it was just Nathan. There wasn't Antonio. There was Nathan Oakley. There was Martin Leakey still kicking a bit, but there was no Antonio. And he came sort of. You'll remember him sort of joining on later on. And I think he was trying to just make fucking waves. It was very competitive within this flat earth community. There was a lot of people want to get the attention. And how do you generate attention? Well, fucking make drama. And Antonio was good at that shit, man, making the drama.
Yeah. I mean, I made my name, how little it may be, but I made my name in the flat earth community by not going along with every single thing that all the top brass people were saying.
Yeah.
You know, Antonio was already super popular or he got really popular really fast. And I guess it's just because of who he was hanging out with.
But he was doing the fucking experiments as well, and these sun experiment, these live hangouts. Remember, they were watching the sun all day, and I think they found that, like what we were just talking about, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. That's all they found out.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to find out if the sun was shining at the same time, like in Britain, as it was in fucking Australia or something like that, or I don't know what they were trying to achieve during that experiment. But
I'll tell you this. When he came out with that daytime, nighttime video, at that point, I considered myself an enemy of him, you know, and I didn't like him, but we didn't really talk that much shit about each other. But when he came out with that video, it was so over the top, and he roasted himself so hard that I actually kind of became a fan of Antonio at that point, and I went from absolutely hating his guts to just being neutral about him. So it was very powerful when he did that.
I think he kind of sacrificed his ego, like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed with that.
His credibility was fucking hit hard with that one. But what do you think about these rape claims that were made against him? Do you believe any of that shit either? I think they're just as much bullshit as the fact that Patricia Steer is a man. You know what I mean? I think they're both lying.
Well, yeah, I mean, the one who made the claim was the little weirdo who had a crush on Patty. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that guy's name was.
What was his name again? He had the wee frog. Steve something.
Yeah,
Steve.
he had this big crush on Patty, and he learned that Antonio and her hooked up.
Stephen Chess. Was it Stephen Chess?
Yeah. Right. And you know, this is what some women do. They'll hook up with a guy, and then when the social circle around them says, "Ooh, you hooked up with that guy," all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, I didn't actually hook up with him. He R-worded me. He raped me." You know, that's all that was.
Well, she never really directly said it, did she?
No, she didn't, but she let Stephen Chess say it.
Mm-hmm.
And she just stayed neutral on the whole thing.
But I remember she had a hangout actually going into detail about what was going on and how it happened, and she was like, "No, stop," shit like that. And
you're right, she did have a live stream, and she did actually say that he raped her.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying she's a man. She's saying he raped her. You're right. Like, what is this?
It's just equal, and it's just like, right, you say the worst thing you can think about online about me, and I'll say the worst thing I can think about you, and we'll hopefully both got lots of fucking attention about it.
What triggered this animosity between them? Because everyone knows that we had seen her sitting on his couch in her bathrobe on a Globebusters. And she had been over there a couple times, and everybody knew that Antonio and Patty were a thing. And then one day, I guess she broke it off with him. So then he decided he was going to say, "Oh, blah, blah, blah," and then she was going to get retaliation and say he raped me. But so why did she break it off with him? Was it because something happened in the Flat Earth scene where he lost a little bit of credibility and people were like, "Oh, Antonio sucks," and then she's like, "Well, I don't want to be with the guy that everyone thinks sucks, so I'm gonna break up with him." Like, what happened there? You know, I don't think we'll ever really know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Something happened.
Something happened, but I think it was more that there just wasn't chemistry. And they met each other. There probably wasn't chemistry. They probably didn't really like each other. They probably preferred their YouTube characters. And this is what we're talking about. There's real life. There's real life Antonio, and there's real life Patricia Steer. And there's YouTube fucking Antonio and YouTube Patricia Steer. And this is where I think Antonio's killed off his fucking character on YouTube. I think it's probably for the best as well. And it'll probably help his book, his art, stuff like that. It could be all just an act, like they're saying in the chat. It's all an act.
Wow.
It's an outlandish claim by me, but God, like I said, Antonio will be saying the same shit, man. And like you said, VB, you hit the nail on the head when you said fucking, if anyone's going to pull a fucking stunt like that, it's going to be Antonio, man.
Yeah.
P Mars is there. He'll know loads of shit. He'll have a big opinion. What about this, P Mars? Right? If you've not been around, what about this this theory. Antonio's faked his death with Rob Skiba, like a collaborate. What about Fecker as well? Fokker, F.E. Fokker. Maybe he's part of it as well. Maybe there's a pack of them that said, you know what, let's fake our deaths because Flat Earth's going downhill. We need a wee bit more attention again. Or something like that. Fuck knows.
Or what if it's something much, much darker and Rob Skiba and Fokker and Antonio all happen to suffer from other autoimmune diseases that they might have already had, and then the COVID actually killed them all off.
Well, Antonio, he genuinely looked fucking ill. Ken, he genuinely looked ill. Apparently, Rob Skiba was suffering from something for a while. But he looked quite a healthy guy. Rob Skiba, quite fit and healthy. And
That's what I'm saying.
The Fokker guy looked healthy as well.
Maybe they had underlying comorbidities that are the kind of thing you don't really tell people about.
Like Sheeps and
You know what I'm
Neeps.
saying?
Do you remember Sheeps and Neeps?
Yeah.
Remember when he died? It was like you just
He was-
fucking knew.
Yeah, he was an old man though, and wasn't he really old?
He was he was fucking Sheeps and Neeps was maybe 50, early 50s.
No, he was late 60s, I thought. I thought
Nah, man. He looked he looked quite old, but I think Sheeps and
Oh.
Neeps was maybe 50s, man. And there was Chris Rock as well. Chris
yeah.
Rock, fucking, he wasn't that old.
Well, you smoke cigarettes for 2 or 3 decades and you die when you're about 50.
Suppose.
So we have that to look forward to, Jed, both of us.
Sheeps was angry as hell. I suppose Sheeps and Neeps, he kind of he documented all his like his demise. Kind of, he was in the hospital. Fucking, you actually watched Sheeps and Neeps degrade eventually, and it was the same shit, man. It was the same sort of. They could heal themselves with fucking medical marijuana and some fucking silver. You know what I mean? It was.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the connection is with all these guys, that they reject modern medicine if they do get ill.
You know, it really blows my mind to think about real life Patty falling in love with YouTube Antonio and vice versa. And then they try to meet up in person and it's not all it's cracked up to be either way. Right?
It was always a fucking, like, right from the beginning, it always looked like an arranged thing, again, for the publicity. Kind of like Pat and Antonio. It just looked like an arranged marriage. Get what I mean? For the flat Earth.
Yeah.
It always looked like that at the beginning, and it didn't look organic. Like they suddenly, like you never seen that chemistry. Can I remember when Pat was sitting next to Antonio, like, and they were doing a stream, and she just looked like, and you could just see there was no chemistry. She was kind of like leaning away from him, and like it's like his breath stank or something. Her face was sort of turned away from him, and you could just tell they didn't like each other. You know what I mean?
So did she just get with him to get the brownie points in the scene? Was it just
for attention, mate? Just for fucking attention.
Was she basically being the prom queen and she thought he was the prom king? And
Aye.
Is that what it was?
Aye.
They didn't even, maybe she even knew that she didn't really even like him that much, but since she saw herself as the alpha and she considered him to be the alpha in the scene, according to other people, she just arranged it to where I'm going to date the top guy.
Well, I think Mark Sargent was probably the first on the list, but he doesn't like all the drama. Ken, like,
yeah,
Pat Steer was kind of quite deep with Nathan Oakley and all this shit, and they were quite, they liked a bit of drama. Nathan Oakley liked to like call people out and call, like, just he was really absurd, Nathan Oakley, and you know that wouldn't fit in line with Mark Sargent. You know what I mean?
well,
So
I
Mark
mean,
Sargent, that clean cut, like, never swears, never gets angry.
they all got on together though. They all used to have shows together.
Mark Sargent was sparse though. You hardly seen him around.
Well, there was a time there, I think it was around 2017 or so, where all the big top brass started having shows. They all started coming onto the
Smaller shows, smaller channels and stuff like that. Candy Franklin and stuff like that. Remember her?
Well, yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, Patty would have a episode of Hot Potatoes, and the panel would be Patty and Mark and Antonio and Nathan and Orphan Red and David Weiss. You know, like all the top names would be there together. They did about 4 or 5 of those. I guess that's not that much.
Every one of them are probably IMDb.
Oh yeah.
What about you, VB? Are you on the IMDb list?
Should I be?
That's the reaction I want to hear, man.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you honestly think, right? See, when I say that Antonio's faked his death, do you think that could be true?
You really want me to like agree to that, huh? I'd go with you all the way with it. I mean, I can't say for sure. I mean, but you know, you're right. We do need to research and see if there's a funeral or an obituary.
Yeah.
Or a death registry or something.
Yeah, because they can't just claim someone's dead just because of a couple of tweets. And I mean, like they're saying his daughters, but I've not heard the daughters physically say anything on a camera or that. It's just, it could be Antonio pretending to be the daughter.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
it could be.
Can I see fuck all, man? Right, do you think we need another guest to put a third opinion in? A second opinion? A third opinion?
I mean, if you think I'm that boring, then I guess.
No, man, I'm quite happy with you, just your company, if that's the case, mate.
I mean, you and me are the best, you know? We're the best.
I know, mate. I know, but we just have to mix it up sometimes. Again, I know you love like Anunnaki and guys like that.
God, man. Oh, God, man. You know, let me tell you something about Anal Nookie the One. Okay? Anal Nookie the One. He's been a little bit better, you know, but he still doesn't get it, okay? He must be autistic or something because he doesn't take social cues. When someone else is speaking, they'll be in the middle of telling an interesting story in the middle of a sentence, and he just blurts out a bunch of shit and just starts talking over people. Like right in the middle of someone's sentence and stuff. It's insane, man. He has zero courtesy. He doesn't even know how to participate in human conversation. I wonder what he's like in real life. Does he do that in real life too? He must not have any fucking friends, man. He seems like he doesn't even know. So he's either autistic and doesn't know how to pick up on social cues and doesn't know how to communicate in a group of people, or he's extremely fucking rude and an asshole and doesn't care, or third option, he's the most stupid fucking idiot that's ever lived. So he's either stupid, evil, or autistic. One of those three. And that's why I just don't approve of that guy, bro. And nothing against autistic people or whatever, but we can't function with him until he gets some kind of medication or learns how to fucking communicate with people or something, because it's just plain rude, the shit that he does. It's just and it just drives a show down into the dumps and shit, you know. Any show he's on, it just drives it down to the dumps, and it's just like, oh, when I go back and I watch your live streams after we have them, you know, I go back a couple days later and I rewatch them, and whenever he gets on, I just skip ahead like 30 minutes. I'm just like, okay, I could skip 30 minutes right now because it's just going to be Anal Nookie talking about, well, back in Tennessee, you know, in Tennessee, we fucking... Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. Nobody asked you, okay? And right now he's listening, and I'm glad that he's able to hear this.
But you don't think it's good to have a different point of view? You know what I mean? Like he's so polar opposite for you, which is...
Well, he doesn't even have a point of view on anything. He just tells bullshit stories that he makes up as he goes, and it's just to hear the sound of his voice. So it's not like he even has like any kind of a real opinion on anything. All he does is anecdotally refer to somebody else who did something or said something once. He never has like his own opinion. It's, you know, you'd be like, so Anunnaki, how do you feel about, you know, the Second Amendment? Well, back in Tennessee, and then my governor, you know, we went to the governor's office and we thought, but I asked you a question about how you feel about this. No, well, my governor of Tennessee told me that. That's his thing, bro.
You still believe in well, you both agree on the Kyle Rittenhouse fake stuff.
I don't think that was fake.
Exactly. I was just calling it fake.
Yeah.
You think it was real?
I mean, I bet you that same exact situation played out 100 times during that same week, and then the media just chose that case because it was the most, you know, politically driven or able to be politically exploited the easiest. So they chose that one.
Here's a train of thought for you, right? And try and put yourself in the position of this Kyle Rittenberg, right?
Kyle
You're-
Rittenstein,
Rittenstein, aye. So he's
Gabriel
walking about.
Melangio.
He's a vigilante. He's got his cap on back to front. He's walking the room with an AR-15, armed to the teeth, right?
Was
And
he a
and
vigilante? No.
He's
he was actually-
he's a one-man army on a mission
No.
to protect his
He-
uncle's fucking
he
whatever
was
it
giving
was.
he was giving medical. There's video of him giving medical aid to all
Right.
kinds of people before this. So
Right.
he's
Anyway,
not
he
just a
was.
vigilante. Well,
he
no, because you have this narrative going that's not true.
Listen, I'm going to blow your mind here. I'm going to blow your mind here. Right. So he was willing to put himself in danger. He was shown like he was so brave, and he was willing to use his gun, and he was brave, and he was such a soldier for the truth and for the everything. So somebody like that, why bubble like a little fucking bitch in the court? Kind of like, see, if I was one of these guys that go out with a machine gun to protect my country and fucking, I'd be standing in the fucking courtroom and I'm going to take it on the chin either way. If I go down, if I hang away, I'm going to fucking keep my chin up fucking high and stay like a man. Don't look at that little fucking fact.
Oh,
that didn't look like a man. That didn't look like a
Oh.
man who would go out in the streets with a fucking machine gun and face fucking rioters and looters and fucking somebody that bubbles like a little fucking bitch. Worse
Your
than my
logic-
fucking.
Your logic is so flawed right now.
He's a little bitch. You
No,
know
he's not.
a little
First
bitch.
off-
you
first off-
worship a little bitch.
Yeah, I don't worship Kyle Rittenhouse for anything. Kyle Rittenhouse was out there giving
Rittenberg.
medical. Kyle Rittenstein was out there giving medical attention to people. He gets trolled. He stands up for himself as a kid. He tries to run away. Okay,
Did
so
they have
maybe
a first aid box?
I think so.
I
And
just seen a machine gun, mate.
so he tries to run away and then defends himself while being beaten in the head with a skateboard while laying on his back and randomly gets a couple of rounds off. He wasn't like Terminator, like standing in position, fucking cocked and locked and like aiming at
When he was
people and be
getting
like,
hit with
"Come
that
on."
rubber, when he was getting hit with that rubber skateboard. When he was getting
You
hit
know?
with the rubber skateboard.
Rubber skateboard. He wasn't like standing there picking people off, being a big brave militia man. His whole
When
purpose
he
was
was-
out
he
there
was-
to just be
when he was
out there. He wasn't
when-
like out there to be like, I got
he
my
was
gun
standing
and
out
I'm
there-
here to stand up for the Second
When he was
Amendment. It
standing
wasn't
out
even
there
about
getting hit with a rubber skateboard, firing off
Mhm.
blanks.
that. I guess. Then why would he have a little nervous reaction in the court then if it was all staged? Wouldn't they find a better actor?
That's the best he can do to show his relief.
So he wasn't one of these militia Second Amendment activist dudes.
Was he? Fuck.
No, he was just some
Well,
fucking
he's-
kid out there doing a good deed, trying to. Just,
IMDb.
he was 17, man. He was 17 years old, and you're over here calling, "Oh, he's a fucking little bitch." It's a little kid, bro, that was just trying to give people fucking band-aids and stuff.
A
Yeah,
little
he doesn't
kid
have to be a
that
big.
wets his pants in the courtroom, right? That
He doesn't have to be a big macho
that
man.
wants to run about with machine guns and be a macho
Nah, you're
man. But
you're,
he
you're
wets his
projecting all
pants.
that on him.
He pooped his pants in the courtroom, but he wants to run about with machine guns in the street and be Rambo.
It wasn't about him running about in the streets trying to be Rambo, and you know it. So that's where your logic is flawed.
And then he pooped his pants in the court.
Well, that's why he does not need to be worshipped as a hero. He was just an innocent kid that got stuck in a bad situation, and he did the best that he could. So, I don't know why you're trying to.
Getting hit with that rubber skateboard must have been sore. How much damage did they have?
So,
Was there a big lump on his head? Was there blood running down his face for the wheel smacking him?
so Kyle Rittenstein wasn't masculine enough for you? Is that what you're saying? He's not macho enough for you?
His reaction in court doesn't sort of.
You would do the
match
same
with
thing.
No, what the fuck?
Yes, you would. You'd be sitting there shaking. You'd shake like a
If
fucking salt
I
shaker.
was a patriot protecting my country, I would take what was coming to me, like a fucking man.
You
And even
would
when I
now
was
that you're.
17, yeah, I left my
No,
house.
see
I
now when
left
you were
my-
17, you
I
would have
left
done
my
the exact
parents'
same
house when I
thing.
was 17, mate. I was drinking in the pub when I was 15. I was fighting with men when I was 16. I was fighting with
Okay.
men when I was 16-year-olds.
Well, Kyle
Fully grown
Rittenstein
men
wasn't.
in the pub.
Kyle Rittenstein wasn't. So, maybe you're just
Exactly.
more of a.
He's the one that he's the kid. So I'm the kind of
So
guy
you
when I
feel
was
good being
17 standing in a
31.
courtroom and I take it on the chin. He's the kind of little 17-year-old that poops
Nah,
his
you
pants.
can't say that. You can't say
He
that you would
poops
have.
his pants.
You would have. No, you would have been shook up too because you would have known the whole country's coming for you now. All the leftists and liberals are coming after that kid. If they ever see him in public, he's in danger. That's why he's shitting his
Barbara
pants.
reckons it's Kyle Finkelstein.
Kyle Finkelstein. I think Kyle Finkelstein might suffer from fibromyalgia, bro.
So, what was it? Barbara saying Rittenberg's a hero.
Barbara McGill saying that?
Yeah. Here, I'm going to get a cider. So, do you want? Can you read the chat?
Well, let me go grab my other
You've
device.
been a little fucking bitch Rittenhouse and like bubbling all over your phone.
No, I'm just taking it easy. I don't give a fuck what the chat's saying right now. There's only 2 or 3 people in the fucking chat right now, anyways.
I'm going to get a beer, a cider.
Play sexy stranger while you're getting a beer. Yeah.
Right, let's see. I think it's still there. Oh, yeah, it is.
And turn your mic off because the last time there was a delay echo.
No, I don't think I can actually share audio that way. I think I have to share it through internal mic.
guess. Oh, okay.
So there will be a sort of double sound, but you know what? I think the visuals are more important than the sound.
No, it's the song. It's the song so catchy.
Did you prefer the slow version or the fast one?
I like the
normal.
original.
You like the
I
original?
like the yeah.
Right.
There's the
For-
Fanny Lancer remix too.
For this is this is for VB, and this is
Yeah. Put
in
me full
memory.
screen.
Oh, let's see what you think of this. 4 or 5 or maybe 6 men. They jump on me like I was made out of chocolate
See
cake.
there?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it through the internal mic because the people listening. Let's see there, mic again. VB loves this shit. VB loves it. Right, here we go.
Let's see what you think of
Oh
this.
no,
4 or 5 or maybe.
I have to take my headphones out.
Hear that, VB? Shit. Right, I'm gonna play this anyway.
Come on, rookie.
Could you hear it? Could you hear the video before that?
Just a minute ago, yeah.
I had headphones on. So could right, wait there.
I heard it when it was starting
Really?
there.
I wonder
Yeah.
if StreamYard does share the audio.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
within
thinking
this.
OBS.
Oh, yeah, you got so many complicated steps going on there. I don't even know.
No, I'm not using OBS, but with OBS you had to like the audio. You had to use a third party to get the audio through a Mac. But StreamYard might be different, right? I'll experiment with this now. Right?
Play the fucking song. Get your beer.
Wait there, man. I want to see something because this might be fucking mind blowing for me here. This might be good.
You might learn something.
Might learn something.
Well, it was playing crystal clear. So I think it was playing because it's within this room, and you're
All
feeding
right,
it
well
into this.
But do you think the chat won't hear it?
No, if I can hear it, they should be able to hear it.
Maybe 6 men.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
They jump on me like I was made out of
Right. I'm going to ask the chat if they can hear it as well, right?
chocolate cake. Yeah.
Right, people. Put one in the chat if you can hear this.
So daytime,
Oh,
nighttime,
they can hear it. No way. I've got my headphones on.
daytime, nighttime.
Oh, yes.
Oh, daytime, nighttime.
Sexy, sexy stranger.
Daytime, nighttime. Ooh, no. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Oh, daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger. I am good for dissecting asshole, especially at nighttime. I can't charge for it, but it makes my life fun. Oh yes, I like asshole, especially at nighttime. Antonio is coming out. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Oh, daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger. There's people everywhere that are just so sexy, sexy. Jeranism. Show it something. Pop. I'm going to put it in my asshole. Martin, licky, lick my asshole. In the center. Nathan Oakley. I got the broom handles from you, and you don't even know. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Oh, daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Stranger. Daytime,
turning,
nighttime.
turning,
Daytime,
weirdos,
nighttime.
turning, weirdos, weirdos, turning, weirdos,
Sexy stranger.
weirdos, turning,
Daytime, nighttime. Sexy,
Sexy.
daytime, nighttime. Sexy, sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy,
turning,
sexy. Daytime, nighttime. Sexy,
Sexy,
sexy.
sexy
Stranger.
stranger.
turning, weirdos,
Check this part out, VB. Look over his left shoulder, but it's on the right hand side of the screen. You get the Masonic symbol.
Sexy
mate, right?
stranger.
It comes in and goes out so quickly, mate. Right, have a look again.
You did a video on this before.
weirdos,
Sexy stranger.
Right, look out for it, guys. Oh, it's so quick, mate. That's proper subliminal, like by his editors. That's fucking really subliminal. There it is there. And it fades
Where?
away. Can you not see it?
See, what am I looking at though? Which one?
Oh no way! You can't see
But
the
which-
Freemason symbol.
What Freemason symbol?
Which it's none of the little. See how there's little small symbols everywhere.
Yeah.
It's none of them. It's within the smoke over his left shoulder, but it's on the right hand side of the screen. Right,
Okay.
right there. Right, keep watching. Keep watching.
The compass thing?
See it? It's just coming in now. It's just coming in. It's really faint, mate. Oh fuck! Can you not see that?
The compass point thing?
With the G in the middle. It's the square in the compass. There. Look. There it is. That's clear. 258. Can you see this? It's large. It's huge. It's got the big G in the middle. It's fucking square and compass, mate.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's the whole.
It takes up the whole. It takes up the whole side of the screen. It's really,
Yeah.
really big.
Yeah, it's got the G in the middle.
Yeah.
It's got the square and the compass.
Yeah.
See it?
Yep.
And it's subliminal as fuck, mate. It's so subliminal. We weren't meant to see it.
Sexy stranger.
Watch in real time. Look, whoa.
Weirdos.
turning,
Weirdos. Weirdos. Sexy stranger. Weirdos. Sexy stranger. Weirdos.
And I asked him about that. He would never tell me why that was. There was loads of wee fucking hidden messages in that video, man. Loads.
Well, I mean, it was all just a.
He's cheerleader, man.
No, I'm
He's
not being
still
his
alive.
cheerleader. I'm
He's
not being his
still alive,
cheerleader.
by the
What he
You said he's
was
still
ripping.
alive.
He was ripping me off.
How? Did you invent daytime, nighttime first?
No, but so many people that have done this where I do an idea, I make some kind of idea, I say a sentence, I say a certain word, and then on their channel, within their next video or two, they're using that same catchphrase or they're throwing that same word out there, a word that they would never say on their channel, or they're following along the same course of idea that I was going down. It's just happened so many fucking times with so many fucking channels. And there's a lot of these fucking MGTOW guys that use some of my catchphrases and shit now, like really big popular channels. And because I've made comments on all their videos and they give it a heart and stuff. So I know they come and look at my fucking channel and then they start listening to my shit. And then the next thing you know, the next video they make, they use the same exact sentence that I fucking said, or, with some weird word in it that I fucking threw in there. It's like, oh, where'd you get that idea, buddy? Like it just constantly happens to me. So right before this, I think I had made that video where I was pretending that, I was pretending that it was a video that was being made by IPS trashing me, saying I was a Freemason fucking Illuminati fucking naysayer shill and all this shit.
P Mars what's like.
P Mars would be a perfect guest right now.
P Mars, I think, would agree with me that Antonio Subirats was killed by Kyle Rittenberg and Rob Skiba.
Jeez.
Wait, what about that? That's a good theory, man. I like that. I'm going to run with that one. That Antonio was actually poisoned by Kyle Rittenberg.
And Kyle Rittenberg is actually a crisis actor that's also played by Patty Steer.
Kyle Rittenberg is actually that chess guy who's putting weight.
Oh yeah, it is Stephen Chess.
Chess.
Put on weight.
He's putting weight because he went on the vegan diet.
You just sorted it all, Jed. You just sorted all of it.
All makes sense, mate. All makes sense. Hey, come on, P Mars, you wee fud. Get your arse in here. So they been a wee fucking
Pud whacker.
aye, a turd whacker. Is that what you said?
I said pud whacker. He's a turd. Is he being a turd sniffer?
A turd whacker. He uses his penis to whack turds inside other men's.
Yeah. Oh, it's all part of his fibromelangia.
Oh mate, I've just tried this cider and it's fucking strong. This
What
shit,
brand do you have there?
it's like Thatcher's vintage. It's fucking
It's a big ass bottle.
it's a mature character, aye.
It's got a
7.4.
liter. Oh, 7.4 alcohol?
Aye, 7.4. The last one was nicer. It was more like apple juice, man. That one's fucking better. Like, this one was only 5%.
That's 2 American beers right there. How many ounces is that?
It's like 500 mils, half a liter.
Half a liter?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever that is. Thatcher's piss. This is vintage Thatcher's. Like 2020. Right.
You drink that shit warm or what?
Nah, it's cold, man. Pulled it out of the fridge. I'm gonna
Do you have
enough.
ice? Do you have ice in your household?
Yep.
You have an ice maker?
Have you got an ice machine?
Ice
Yeah.
machine, huh?
Have you got ice on our freezer? No. No, we've not. We've got a new fridge freezer, but it's not got the ice thing. Your mum's got that, eh? Your mum's got the ice fucking thing. Right.
You don't care about ice, huh?
Nah.
See, that's funny, man.
Nah,
A lot of
just-
your American listeners right now are going to be, what do you mean, Jed? You live a life without ice? We use ice all day for everything.
Nah, man. All ice does is makes more volume in a cup. So when McDonald's give you loads of ice in a cup, they only need to half fill the cup because all the ice is fucking taking the volume up. So you say no ice and you can fucking get a full cup of juice.
And you get a full cup of warm soda,
Aye,
which is fucking
nice.
gross.
Nice. You just hold your nose and drink it.
How many different American beers have you ever had in your life?
How many what?
How many different American beers have you tried in your life?
Yeah, I've tried a few. Like I have tried a few. I've tried a few. They do some nice IPAs as well. The Americans. With some nice IPAs. They're pretty expensive though.
American beer can be found anywhere in your neck of the woods.
Aye. Beer's everywhere here, man. Like
Yeah,
if
but do they
once-
have a lot of American brands over there?
Aye.
Okay.
Yep. I think, in fact, give me a second. I think I've got one in the fridge. Have I?
Sexy
wait there.
stranger. Sexy stranger.
I've got a few in the fridge, but I don't think one's American. Actually, I've got an IPA in the fridge, but I think they're all English. Anyway, P Mars, where the fuck are you? Give me your opinion. You little fat shit.
You wee twat.
Uncle May came in and he went away. Based on where I go, whatever has a RIP, it also has an advert about his book. So it's a commercial ad stunt. It's an ad stunt to sell his book, Uncle May saying.
Wow. Like, do you think him getting sick and all that was part? You see, here's what I was thinking, man.
I think he was genuinely sick, but I think he's capitalized on the whole situation.
What if he is dying and he's very near death right now, and he's having this go down to see what people say, so he can at least attend his own funeral, at least online.
That's a good fucking point, mate.
And maybe he really is getting real close, and he's like, well, I want to see what people say. I want to see what Jed says. I want to see what Nathan Oakley says,
Yeah.
And he wants to see.
What's Nathan said about this? Has he said anything?
I tried to look, and Nathan does his Flat Earth debate show every single day, but I wasn't going to sit through a 4-hour video. But there wasn't, the day after he came on there and he just started talking like normal. So I was like, does he not know? I would think that he would open up the show with a tribute to Antonio.
There's people saying that his daughter confirmed it. I keep hearing this as well. And did you see his daughter saying this? That she can, and even if she is saying it for him, who's saying that she's not been Antonio's little laggy just to sell the book? Ken? It's within the family's interest. So to say the daughter said it is like, oh, if the daughter said it, it must be true. But if anything, the daughter's going to be biased and fucking want her dad's book to be successful, so she'll play along with the game. You know what I mean? And she's probably the most trustworthy person to keep the secret.
I wonder how old that daughter is.
I think she's maybe
Patty
like a teenager, like a 15, 16-year-old, something like that.
Oh, because when Patty was fucking around going over there to stay with him and his daughter, I guess she was more like 12 or 11 at that time.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were telling stories.
What was the story about the daughter again?
The story was that the daughter had started a fire, or Patty had started a fire in the oven in the kitchen, or Antonio's daughter had, or something. And then there was something about driving the kid to school in the morning and picking the kid up after school, but you didn't tell me to go, and I'm sitting there with the car, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like domestic kid
Was there not
drama.
something to do with a mobile phone as well? Like it was something to do with a mobile phone. A story to do with a mobile phone.
It's a shame that we only know this limited stuff about Antonio. If he really is dead, that we have this limited knowledge that this is all we can talk about concerning him.
Nah, like I could go back and purely go through all my streams where I actually criticised these stuff. Oh, there's P Mars. Here he is. Right, P. How you doing, pal?
Remember when Antonio was gonna fight Dill?
Aye. That would have been funny, eh?
I was just trying to find that video. I couldn't find it.
Catch
Oh.
weight, I think. I think it would have been a catch weight fight.
He's talking about what, like Muay Thai or something. He's gonna knee Dell. Oh my god!
I remember something like this, Pete. It's something. I will kick you in the knee. And you fall.
I can't find the clip, man. That was classic. I thought it was on Trolls vs. Trolls, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm just not searching it right.
I was. That was quite funny. Like,
The fucking
so what'd you think about my claim that he's faked his death? Am I retard?
I think he's dead. I mean, he looked like he was dying.
I think him and Rob Skiba have collaborated on faking their death.
Rob
To sell more
Skiba got
books.
COVID.
Rob Skiba was COVID. This he died of COVID. Rob Skiba, what, 52?
Yeah.
Was he? Fuck off.
No, there's people in their 40s and 50s.
And that Mac Parhar, what's the guy? Mikey went live and was saying that Mac Parhar did some sort of drugs with needles.
Was that Fokker? Pahar?
Yeah. So I don't know what killed him. They said COVID. The media tried to seem like COVID killed him, but I don't think COVID killed him.
And they tried to make it that Skiba was killed in the ventilator machine. What was it?
He went to
coronal pneumonia or something. Second class coronal
Yeah.
pneumonia or some shit like that.
He was on a ventilator. I think COVID killed him.
And Jibby Jedi died of a tooth infection. Was Jibby Jedi IMDb?
I heard Jibby Jedi got really fucked up from drinking too much moonshine, and then he couldn't drink alcohol, so he's in a weakened state, and then he got the tooth infection that led to sepsis.
Yeah. Sepsis.
I had a tooth infection for a long time. My wisdom tooth was rotted, and fucking they kept telling me if I should get it pulled because it could cause sepsis and I could die. So I never died, but
Barbie's in the chat. How you doing, Barbie?
Hello.
What you think about the whole Antonio thing? You've been listening to us. What do you think?
I think he's dead.
So you can be convinced by a couple of messages on fucking Instagram and YouTube that that's you.
No. I remember the last time he made a video,
Mm-hmm.
and he was actually, I think in that video, I don't want to misquote, but it seems like he said he cured himself. And I was like, my God, you look like death, dude. And I remember thinking, my heart is dropping, that he believes he cured himself with what? I don't remember what it was he said he did. It was something wacky, like the piss drinking shit, but it wasn't piss drinking, it was something else.
I think he stopped eating sugar or just starved himself or something.
Mm-hmm. Fasting. I was talking about fasting.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the fact that sugar is horrible. However, I don't know. I think the guy's dead. I do. It's sad. I don't know. I think it's sad. He had kids and yeah.
Barbie, that TV or whatever is super loud in the background.
That is my grandson playing on VR.
Oh,
Some
it's really
gorilla.
loud.
Is it loud? See, I can't tell.
Well, yeah, it's
That's him making weird noises and stuff. But hey, Peyton, can you be a little bit more quiet, please? Yes. But yeah, why bother to? If you're like Antonio, why bother to fake something like that? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. It just
I mean,
doesn't.
he was very, very hungry for attention all the time.
Ugh, yeah. Still,
Sorry, I missed the last like minute of that. I was distracted with the message there. But there's certain people that die, like, and you know that there's no real motive or gain that they could achieve. You know what I mean? But like with people that write books and artists, and these people know that their stuff's more valuable when they're fucking dead. I don't know. I think
Yeah, but
Antonio would
he
be
wasn't-
fucking proud of me. I think Antonio would be proud of me right now, being very critical and until I see Antonio's dead body, I'm not fucking happy. Like, sorry.
I mean, it's not like he was Jim Morrison or anything, you know? He was just a dude.
He was the flat Earth Jim Morrison.
Don't make me laugh.
Oh come on, we have to laugh. Eh? Or we Greek.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Even this hangout, like, fair enough. Like, this is a tribute to Antonio, whether he's dead or not.
In his last videos, he's not smoking roll-ups.
Love it. I mean,
Jed, he's not smoking roll-ups in his last videos, so obviously.
he had a roll-up in his hand, man. I seen it. Can the one? If you
No
look at the
way.
one where he was, honestly,
His
mate,
last video?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring it up. I had a roll-up in his fingers, man.
He
Yeah,
did?
he did. I mean,
Yeah.
he even made videos where him and someone else talked about how smoking was actually good for you.
Yeah.
I remember it.
I remember that as well. But I think, like I said, whether he's dead or alive, I think he'd be happy we're talking about him, and it's not in the worst way. Like the things we're talking about him right now haven't already been out there in the flat earth already. So, but I just think he likes to pull stunts. He likes to sell books and stuff, and this would be a perfect opportunity, especially all this shit that's happening, all this weird shit that's happening, man, all this fucking weird shit. It wouldn't surprise me that Antonio would just pull this fucking stunt. Even if Rob Skiba died, and that gave Antonio the fucking sort of, okay, maybe he's seen how much attention Skiba got when he died, and VB could be right. Maybe Antonio is still on the verge of death. Maybe he's not dead yet, but maybe he wants to see the reaction before he goes.
That could be what it is.
I didn't believe it, mate. Since I've heard Antonio's death, right, and this is not like me. I've been going through his vid. It's been bothering me, yeah. And I'm like, nah, this. I don't know why it's bothering me. I think it's bothering me because there's something not right about it. You know what I mean? It's just no fucking. I'm not believing it, man.
Are you? Is it because you're a fan of Antonio?
Maybe everybody that I connect. Maybe subconsciously, everybody I connect with on YouTube, whether they're friend or foe,
you seem to do that
connection with them, and if they die,
you seem to do that, and I kind of do that too. Like Timmy Osmond, we're like, he was coming at me super hard, and I just befriended him, and I just like him. So too bad, so sad. Timmy, I'm your friend now, bitch. What? Say something.
What's the saying? You didn't know somebody until you fight them. And it's like you know what I mean? It's like you have a fight with your mate in the bar, and at the end of the night, you're even better mates because you've sort of and this is what it's like on YouTube. You have these combats with people, and through those combats, you actually bond. It's weird. You have a weird internet bond. So even if something happens to you, you still keep an eye on that person. Like me and Dale, we don't get along, man. We're like chalk and cheese, but I'm sure if he heard something happen to me, he wouldn't be celebrating it. You know what I mean? He'd probably think it's pretty shitty. And I would think the same. You know what I mean? Because we've connected on that level, whether we agree or not. You know what I mean? But we've connected as humans in a way. And I think that's the same with everybody. Same with P. Mars. As much as P. Mars is a little fucking cocksucker, if anything happened to him, okay, I'd be pretty sad. You know what I mean?
Yep. Danger Man 6 says the bigger channels aren't saying too much. They all hated him. Is that why Nathan Oakley wasn't saying nothing? Did Nathan Oakley have a falling out with Antonio at some point that I don't know about because I wasn't?
Maybe they know. Maybe they know his little plan. Has
Oh,
someone got emails going off or something? Or is that am I hearing something?
I wonder what P Mars has to say about what I just was talking about.
I'm hearing shit, mate. Aye, but aye. So Antonio, if you're watching, mate, nice one, nice try. Nice try.
Hey, P
Barbie, nice
Mars.
try.
I don't
What
know,
about
man.
the other channels hating him? You
Yeah,
think
what about
maybe
that?
that has something to do with the ramshackle vagina comments?
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, God. I can't.
Ramshackle vagina, that is
That's the real
that's-
conspiracy. Patricia Steer is a man, baby.
It feels so inappropriate to laugh right now, but
Do you believe that? Who believes on this panel that Pat's a man?
I don't. I don't.
Is that a aye for P Mars? Is that a
There's
yes?
Well,
You'd
now
love
that
to- you'd love to go
Antonio's
on, Pat.
died, maybe they're trying to silence him because what he said was true.
Oh, come on. Stop it, guys.
Damn.
Maybe.
Damn,
I was going
Barbie.
back- I
What
was-
do you
I-
think about that?
To be honest, see when I was going back and looking at Antonio's videos, thinking
VP
that
likes
he's maybe
that one.
I was looking at a fresh pair of eyes and I was thinking, Antonio's quite right with a lot of this shit. Not the flat earth, but he was going on a lot about this Chinese flu that's happening right now and what the government's up to and what they're doing and shit like that. And I thought, okay, what? I was agreeing with a lot of shit Antonio was saying. You know what I mean, in his last days. Have you seen that post he put on, I think it was Twitter or something, that he's been held in a fucking mental ward and they're fucking, he had bruises and all this shit and he was pulling down his trousers and he was looking all skinny and shit. He was showing all the
And on
marks.
Antonio's Twitter? Whose Twitter?
It's Antonio's Twitter. Or his Facebook, one of the two. There's a
Oh,
video of
maybe
him
it's
showing like,
Facebook. I'll check.
he spelled psychosis all fucked up, like with an S and fucking, like, and there's a weird video of him. So I think he definitely had maybe mental fucking issues, Antonio. And this is why I think he'd pull a stunt like this as well, because he's no normal, man. Antonio's no normal thinking person.
Yeah,
So-
but people who get cancer, and at some point, they're very heavily medicated. I
Yeah.
mean, they can become a handful, actually. I mean, I don't know. I just, after I saw that one video he made, and he claimed to be cured, and I was like, oh man, he is actually at death's doors. I felt that way for him. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd be happy if I were. However, I don't think I am.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
So, Jed, you don't want Antonio to be dead.
No, I don't. No, he's not dead. He's alive. I believe he's alive and he's recovering. And do you know what? See, all the cancers to catch, throat cancer is probably one of the sort of ones they can get quite quickly. Like my missus' dad had throat cancer, and it's funny because he went to the doctors about it was a different illness. Like I can't remember what it was, but he went to the doctor about something else, and the doctor could hear it in his voice. Said, "Again, you need to get that tested out. Has your voice always been that croaky and deep?" And then he got tested, he had throat cancer. That was just for the doctors fucking for hearing his voice. So anyway, he got surgery and now he talks a bit like that. But he survived cancer. It was throat cancer again because they got early. And I noticed Antonio was a bit croaky, kind of a bit croakier and stuff like that. But he seemed to have recovered as well. Like he was really bad at one point. That's what I'm saying. If you can remember that video where he was in the mental home and he lost a lot of weight and he started gaining weight again. He was wearing a hanky around his neck, but he didn't need it. He was showing he was all right. He seemed fucking good spirits the last time, like his last stream. I don't know, man. I'm no accepting it, man.
Well, the way I didn't watch his stuff there at the end, but the way you're describing it sounds like he accepted his death. Or it's all an elaborate ruse that's lasted this entire time. Or maybe it's a mix of like what I was saying, where he was dying and maybe he's getting a little bit better. So he's like, let me fake my death and see what people say if I had died.
Right. Here's a question for you, VB. Do you think Antonio was a genuine just person, like normal guy just sitting, or do you think he was part of some kind of like actors club or kind within this flat earth? Like actors have been put in like shells. You know what I mean? Do you believe, or do you believe he's just a normal guy just looking into the subject?
When I think about this, it's tough because being around it for so long and looking at all the individual people and knowing this, all these histories and all these faces and all these famous and funny times and moments that they've all had. Someone always throws it in the chat. Oh, don't forget, they're all on IMDb and they were all in commercials and Mark Sargent did all these stupid commercials. I forget about that sometimes. I forget about that fucking shit that they have done all this stupid thing and these stupid documentaries on Netflix and the fucking flat earth conferences and the fucking I'm gonna be on commercials and all this shit all this fucking dumb shit that they've done, right? And like I forget about it all. I don't know how, but it kind of if Antonio is part of that group, he's definitely a very low level operative because he seemed quite organic. He was just a guy sitting on his fucking couch,
So it goes back to the original question: was he just an organic guy sitting on his couch, or maybe he was an organic guy sitting on his couch, and then once he got into the Nathan Oakley crowd, maybe this is when it all changed. Can he got initiated into that fucking the FE top brass, as we used to call them? Was it the top brass?
Yeah, but I don't think Nathan Oakley is some kind of government perpetrator to come in and discredit flat Earth. I don't think that at all. I think he's a dude who legitimately believes the Earth is flat, and he does the best that he can do with whatever knowledge of technology and laziness and attitude and however he wants to approach it. I think all that's authentic, and he brings all that to it.
Why have you got a soft spot for Nathan Oakley?
Because because he's so fucking brash
one of the
and rude
biggest
and
pieces of shit on YouTube.
is he though? Because he's always been totally respectful to me though. That's the thing.
I know, he's been in turn respectful to me at times, but in other times he's been a total piece of shit. Like total piece of shit.
No worse than I was to you at one point. Yeah, no.
I don't know. I don't know. Nathan Oakley could go low, very fucking low.
Okay, all right.
Remember when he was fucking mocking Tim Osmond's dead brother hanging? He was like,
okay.
"How was your brother hanging when you found him?" And he was like, "Fucking what the? You're a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo."
See, I never saw that, so I never had that.
I said some shit like that, like really horrible towards Tim about his brother. It was disgusting. It was fucking low as you can go.
Well, I mean, it's tough, man. If Antonio was part of some actors guild, he definitely didn't have even this. I mean, Patty Steer was no different than Validation Boy or you doing a live stream from a room right there, just a room in their house. I mean, when it comes to levels of quality of production, it's not like she was some high budget channel that was.
Or you doing a live stream from a room.
Oh, does this guy know anything about any of this?
I think he's a flat Earth supporter in some way.
Well, no, that's not the correct question. Does this guy know anything about anything? That's the better question. Yeah. So what I didn't know was about Antonio Subirats until 2 days ago when he died. And I swear to God, and I know that's hard for you guys to understand, but he'd never, ever crossed my radar as far as I can understand. The other man that died this year,
Skiba.
Thank you. I did know, and it was a bit of a hard loss. So the thing about Antonio is, I can't relate emotionally to his death like you guys can because I didn't know him, but we could talk about the flat Earth all night, and we could talk about how I got into the flat Earth, how I kind of got out of it, and how I'm kind of just sitting on the fence, waiting for somebody to tell me exactly what's going on. But Antonia
Have you watched any Antonio's videos lately then? Have you sort of caught up with the character he was?
All I know, Jed, and I'm a little hammered tonight, but when I saw you showed his picture, I recognized seeing him. So I've seen him before. I just need to go and freshen up and maybe find a video of his, and I would know what you're talking about.
What about the claim that I'm making that he's probably there's a good chance he's probably faked his death along with
that's the only reason I came up, because that's something I can talk about, is people faking their deaths. Nobody gets hurt, nobody dies. I think the two big things for me were the Boston Marathon bombing. Did you study that at all, my friend?
I would see on YouTube. We'll go back to YouTube. The Boston Marathon bombing, but see YouTube. Is there anybody actually faked their deaths? Because we know, right, in these situations, these false flags, that there's deaths being faked. So if anyone that sits in the conspiracy fucking realms know that there's deaths being faked here, so why is it so ridiculous to say that maybe these fake deaths are passing on to YouTube now? Maybe YouTube, this is going to be a new trend now, maybe, for YouTubers to fake deaths. I don't know, maybe there's already been YouTubers. Has there been any YouTubers that have faked their death before?
Okay, hang on a second. Let me go one step further and say that there is a theory out there, and I believe this. This is one of my beliefs, that every news story you see on television is literally made up. They don't report real news, not at the local level. So at your Edinburgh City TV level, but at BBC, okay, or if you have a provincial or a Scottish network, everything you see is a made up, scripted, conscripted television series. Look at the Kyle Rittenhouse story, just for example, the most recent one, right? Guy goes out with a gun, defends himself. He's got a right to bear arms. Yada
he
yada.
He got hit with a rubber skateboard. Yep.
You can go on all night, but why? To me, I don't think that they report. If that's a true story, I don't think they bother reporting those. I think if they want a story like that, they will simply spend the hordes of cash that they have, because money is no object, and they will create a guy named Kyle Rittenhouse, an actor with a fake gun, fake credentials, fake story, fake everything, because their job is not to report the news to be educational or informative. Their job is to simply control the minds of the masses. This is their job, what their job has always been. And if they do that by hiring crisis actors from large corporations which supply these actors and supply dead bodies and supply whatever you need to create the illusion of a massacre or a mass shooting or whatever you can describe, they will do that. And that's not just my supposition.
No, I think that's true. Okay, I think if the story didn't fit the agenda that they want, it wouldn't be heard, really, or it wouldn't be pushed the way they pushed it. Like fucking the cameras in the courtrooms, the bubbling, the acting. This is the press are like loving this shit, and can we not see that they're loving pushing this shit, and then they must have an agenda to push this stuff out.
Okay, all right. So now that you and I agree on that, that makes me very happy. What is it about you, about Antonio Subirats, that makes you think he faked his death? Because he's not part of the mainstream. He's not a big name figure. He's a YouTuber. And if I hadn't heard of him, not that I know everything, but I've been awake for about 5 years, and I did actually study the flat Earth. How the fuck did I not hear of this guy until 2 days ago?
Well, before his Book of the Sun channel, again, before he had that channel, he had a bigger channel. Like people, if we've been in the flat Earth long enough,
okay,
VB will remember he had a channel that got shut down. It was probably because of the whole Pat thing. But he probably had about 20,000 subs, something like that.
Okay.
And Antonio's built up a very fucking culty following. He has, and he could capitalize on that. Like even if he makes $10 at you every person he's got in his little cult, he'd probably make a good bit of money out of them. I mean, I just think that Antonio could see this as a good opportunity.
Well, here's the thing. Hey, Aka, hit that mute button or turn the volume down there.
Oh, sure.
It's getting a big echo.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, yeah.
Better.
Here's the thing about Antonio and some of these other flat Earth big names. The problem is that within the flat Earth community that goes way back with me and Jed and Barbie and all these people that have been here for a long ass time, PMARS, for years and years. There's the two sides. There's the pro flat Earth, and then there's those who are viral or very much anti flat Earth. And Jed was that for a long time. He was fighting us. It just so happens that me and Jed get along, despite our different views.
Because I value our friendship more than our fucking opinion about the shape of the Earth.
Exactly. We're a little bit of an oddity when it comes to that, But the thing is, so there's these top brass people, and the people like Jed who are closely involved with the flat Earth scene since its beginning. They would say, "Oh, Antonio, Patty, Nathan, Mark Sargent, these people are shills putting out this crazy flat Earth thing that's stupid and wrong." And then you have people like me who say, "Well, no, the Earth actually is flat, and these top brass people are actually put in by people on your side to make us look bad." So nobody likes these people at the top of flat Earth who are pro flat Earth, And that plays a big role in all of this.
I think that's where Antonio actually he done well that way, because he never really made himself one of the big ones. He discredited himself enough to still mix it up with the people in the chats and kind of at the local level, like Patty and Mark. Like Patty and Mark, they got too big to even speak to the chat at times. Where Antonio was still on that level where he's still speaking to everybody. I mean, he never went to that fucking top of the pyramid like Mark.
So he was part of a sellout group, or no? Was he authentic? You're saying he was authentic?
Flat, man. He never believed the Earth was flat.
How much would his
wow.
Jed, what would you say his estimated worth was?
About 50 pence.
Yeah, he was supposedly very poor, supposedly.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you say he fakes his death. It's possible he fakes his death.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be to raise funds? Could that be part of the reason?
There's a book.
Apparently he already published one book called The Book of the Sun, and apparently there's a second book that's been printed that's ready to be published, but oops, he just died. So his daughter's going to have to publish it. I think this has maybe driven some attention towards it.
Okay.
That he probably wouldn't have got. And there's a good motive. Sell a book. Amazon. So his last one was on Amazon and stuff. You know what I mean?
So what's he doing? Is he working at a Tesco's right now until such time comes?
No, he was always on government sort of handouts. I think Antonio. He was always kind of. He was openly admitting to
he had a disability of some kind.
He might have that. He wasn't let on, but he was quite open that he was just sitting in some kind of council flat, getting job seekers. I don't know. I think he was getting government handouts. He must have been. He was sitting on YouTube all day, kind of thing. And I think he was quite open about it.
Wouldn't you say that Skiba was more popular than Subirats, though?
Not in Britain. Britain.
Okay. In North America, then, because
in America, in Christian community, within the Christian community, I think Skiba was very big.
So he's dead too? I didn't know that.
Skiba died a few weeks ago as well. Probably about a week or two before Antonio.
Seriously,
I think it was in October, middle of October, something like that, maybe something like that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And one of Antonio's last videos was he's looking to collaborate. If you look up Antonio's channel, it's called Book of the Sun. Look at his last video. It was published like 4 months ago or something, or 3 months ago, and it was called He Wants to Collaborate. And the first person he mentioned was Rob Skiba. I go over to Rob Skiba's channel. His last video was 4 months ago. And they're both dead. They're both IMDb. They're both authors. They both sell books.
Yeah. Yeah, I just,
They're both dead,
yeah.
apparently.
And they're young too. That's the other
Yeah,
thing. They're young.
Antonio was what, 50?
If that. She probably just turned 50. And he wasn't much older than me, because I've just turned 39. So I think Antonio was maybe 45, 46, maybe
No,
48.
he was born in 71.
All right, was he? So he was
Yeah.
9 years older than me.
71, so 51.
I don't know.
50.
Just
I don't
turned,
know.
aye.
Well,
That's what I thought
it's
he-
2021, so that's
Yeah.
50 years, yeah.
I know some of these people gave me a rash of shit.
You know, and
Many,
isn't
many
it unusual
times,
that
so.
is it unusual that everybody agrees that it is very unusual that all these flat earthers are dying one after the other?
Yeah.
Couldn't the case be that some of those deaths aren't actually real?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it could be, Jed, that Skiba and Subirats were both controlled opposition. They're both, they've either got a CIA badge or a 77th Brigade badge, Five Eyes. It could be that the whole goddamn thing is
Yeah, but
controlled opposition.
Yeah, but then again, if you look at Antonio's channel, it wasn't very high budget or anything. So
No.
No, but if you were, let's say you were a validation boy, you were a CIA agent, wouldn't you have thought of that by now? Wouldn't you have thought, well, let's have some guys that are,
well, for a
big budget flat earth, some guys medium, some guys low budget. We'll just keep spreading the whole thing until everybody believes that everything we tell them is true. It's like
all the censorship really is in YouTube's hands and always has been. So
Yeah.
it's Antonio, I think, was just along for the ride, just like I was, just like Jed was, roundabout ways, and Timmy Osmond and all these people.
And Antonio still built up a big enough following to make a nice little penny if he's selling books for just say £40 a piece.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. I don't know much about. I wish I did. Sorry, I didn't hear much of your show beforehand to see if I could come up if I didn't know about Antonio. I'm just asking questions. I'm trying to.
No, they're good questions, okay? They're good questions.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Another thing about these guys as well, that they weren't massive, like you were saying before, that these guys aren't big YouTubers, which makes them even better to blend back into another fucking group somewhere, like with a different. People could come out the Flat Earth group and go to another group and not be discovered again. I mean, they could be a different fucking.
Well, what was Antonio's big game plan then? Because what did he achieve? Did he really discredit the shit out of Flat Earth? I think that Mark Sargent and Patty did more of that than he ever could have.
Well, put it this way, I think if Antonio never came out with daytime, nighttime video, and if Antonio never got with Pat and had all that scandal, I think Antonio would have still been up there with Nathan Oakley. Probably maybe more popular. Right now. What do you think, VB?
Was he not? Or I know his channels got deleted and stuff at times. I mean,
Nathan Oakley's really popular.
What's Nathan Oakley have?
I know he's not massive, but he's got that cult following. There's a good 100 people that want to budge off Nathan Oakley. They love the guy. You know what I mean? They love the way he presents Flat Earth and the way he demolishes the globe. So he thinks.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I mean, I know Antonio was 2,500 subs, and Nathan was 10,000 or 20,000.
I think Nathan's got 20,000.
He's at 20,000 now.
Yeah. So's Dell. Dell's about 18.5.
Oh yeah, of course Dell is.
So if you got £1 of every one of those subs.
What was Antonio's end game though? How is he a shill? Is what I'm asking you.
I think Antonio's got to the end of his YouTube career and thought, fucking, what's the best way to go out? I've already fucking fucked myself within the Flat Earth. My credibility is kind of dead. But I could still sell this book. I can still sell this book, and if I die, maybe my doubters will maybe like me, will go back and look at my stuff and buy my book. Because just like when you watch fighters, like when you watch boxing matches or UFC fights, sometimes you want to watch that fight to watch the guy get beat, not to watch your favorite fighter. You want to watch that fight to watch your most hated fighter get beat up. You've paid the pay-per-view to watch that. And sometimes, like, that's kind of it's the reverse psychology. Like, maybe I will buy Antonio's book now he's dead, just to get more into his fucking mind. And it's weird.
Everything you just described is pure pro wrestling mentality.
You would say that.
Yeah, you pay tickets to see the bad guy get his ass kicked. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's the same with Antonio. I think Antonio got a lot of attention because people didn't like him as well.
You know what I say, Jed? I say hold off, wait for a few months or a year, wait for a year or even 2 years, and just think. And if I don't know how would you even check this? How many books could you? I don't know if you can find accurate information as to how many books he would have sold. But let's say he does sell that, then maybe there's something to this guy, and maybe you should buy the book. But otherwise, if he does sell a lot of books, your theory about him faking his death to sell books has more validity. So there's a bittersweetness there.
Yeah. And I think if he is alive, he'd be proud that we're actually doing this.
You know, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if we could get Orphan Red in here, because we're being respectful of Antonio.
I know.
Or use the internet to try to track him down. Try to find out if he really is alive. Take your camera in your car. Take your son. Go get a couple McChicken sandwiches and try to track this guy down. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened at Sandy Hook.
Imagine if I drove down to Manchester, Stockport, and then seen him driving past in his red fucking, was it Escort he had? A vintage Escort?
Yeah, but maybe with the book deal, he's driving a red Ferrari now. Who knows?
At one time, he supposedly had this great car. What was that thing? It was like
a red Ford Escort.
Nah, the old muscle car.
It was like a Corvette or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking beautiful.
And he had it. It was at the thing, and he was like, "This is the car," or Patty showed it in the video or something. There was a picture of her standing next to it. But was that really his car, though?
I don't know, but it was a beautiful car.
It was like a 1963 Corvette or something along those lines. Yeah.
It was an old muscle car. And then someone else came along and said, wait a minute, that's like a stock picture or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that he wasn't an intelligent human being, so surely he knew better than a whole lot of shite that he said to people. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say something that sounds ugly, and of course he's got children, and you know.
I know, but I'm sure Antonio would have just said the same fucking things without any sort of remorse about anyone's kids. Or I'm like I said, I think Antonio will be proud of me right now using his scrutiny that he uses on people. I'm using the same scrutiny he used on him. So I think he'd be quite happy.
Yeah. I will say, though, when my car got vandalized, the one person that actually called me was him. And he was like, what do you think happened? I said, I don't know. You know, and I never said that it was someone on YouTube. What I said was, I want to eliminate every avenue that could have brought me to this place. You know, where I get in my car and my son and I nearly get killed.
Jeff, sure.
Oh gosh, what a
Jeff, sure.
hobo. Honestly, Now there's
What
a,
happened to that guy, Jeff Stewart?
Don't look at him for too long. That's okay. Don't look at him for too long. He will download
No,
the thing once you will.
he is the ultimate
The
dipshit.
game, I took the character already.
He is like
Go on.
this dumb-ass individual that thinks they know so much more than everybody else.
Yeah, just
Oh, and this girl is dead, and it's like, come on, shut up, because obviously she's hiding to protect her children. But no, that's not good enough for Jeff Stewart and his crazy ass wife and whoever else was in that whole circle of
Jake
bullshit.
the asshole. Jake
Yeah.
the asshole.
I mean, what's wrong
Jake
with
Gibson.
people? So, yeah, you've got some real low life people that operate in this forum, and I'm not quite sure Antonio was one of those people. That's where I'm at with it. I don't know.
I think he could
You
have
don't
been.
you don't think Antonio believed what he was saying
Not
as a
all of
content
it.
producer? How much of it did he believe? How much of a flat earther was he really?
I mean, I can't speak for him and say what he did or did not think. However, I think it's possible that he started out where I did and he thought, well, I don't know. It could be this, it could be that. And then at some point, you've sunk yourself so deep in it that you don't want to come out and say, look, I'm a dummy. Not that you're a dummy, Phoebe. Yeah.
No, but what would be when you're that deep into flat earth, what could make you return back from that journey? There's nothing that can actually legitimately return you back down that path. Like once you go fucking flat earth, you really can't go back.
no, he's over
So
there.
I don't even understand like what you think you saw that disproved the flat earth or something, but that's
I mean, yeah, you can go back.
no, how? What happened to you? What sold it to you that, oh no, it's a globe?
Hey,
Big science wouldn't lie to me.
high five.
What was
Well,
it for you?
people like Tim,
Yo, I just.
Oh, just feelsies and personalities and stuff that you like,
Yo.
basically?
I never exactly liked his personality.
Well, yeah, but you warmed up to it because you like, oh, I like what Tim says, so I'm going to be a globe believer now because Tim presents it nicely.
No, I'm a life believer. So, in my opinion, I don't care.
I think it was just about your feelings
Can I ask
and just wanting to fit in. Because Barbie, you've seen enough flat Earth content to know, damn, oh shit, that's true. We can't measure this, and we can't do that, and that's damn. These flat Earthers make a really fucking good point. In fact, they make hundreds of good points. But I like Tim, and Tim makes me feel smart when I listen to him. So the Earth's a globe. I mean, that's basically what's happening, right, Barbie?
No. The truth is that, at times I find myself feeling very clever. However, I'm not the one to perform an experiment and say, guess what, guys? I'm fucking awesome and this is what I know. When that day comes, I'll let you know. But I'm not that person. I'm just me, and I don't know. I don't care. I came to that point where it's like, who cares?
You're just awesome.
Can I ask a really crass question?
V.
Subirats fan base, what would you estimate that at? How many people would say spend $10 on a book for Antonio?
Couple hundred, at least a couple hundred, at least. And then if word gets out and somebody has some connection with some press company and they're able to do a little bit of extra promotion, maybe if they're getting a kickback of, well, if I can buy X copies of this book and become the distributor myself, then I can hype it and package it a different way and capitalize off this. Maybe
a lot of books
I don't know
are
how good it
online
is.
now, and a lot of books are really cheap now, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost if it's only a couple of hundred, I think you need like maybe more like 500,000 fans to make it.
There must be
make it
tons of
something
authors out there
profitable.
though that don't have the same reach Antonio had. On
Sorry?
YouTube and stuff. There must be authors out there that just release books. They sell a
think
lot of
him-
books that don't
do you
have the
think
same
him-
reach he had.
Do you think Antonio faking his death on YouTube to 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers is gonna have
No,
a
it
strong
would.
enough of a network attached to it so that it actually like
VB,
blows up?
what if it
Do you
gives
think that-
him a thrill? What if it gives him a thrill to know that people are thinking that he's dead and might even
Who's
buy
gonna-
the book? Doesn't matter. Doesn't
who's
matter
gonna
if he
do all
gets
the
rich
work?
or not.
Who's going to do all the work of getting the word out that Antonio just died? So we all got to buy his book. Hey, everybody buy his book. Who's going to
We're
put that
doing it right
promotion
now.
out there?
We're doing it right
Well,
now.
Well, to your 20 viewers? I mean, come on, bro.
And Sasha was doing it before. And she already done 2 videos.
She needs to come on here and talk about Antonio. I know you're listening, Sasha. You need to come on
Sasha
here and
will
talk
be
about
listening,
Antonio.
but Sasha's maybe a bit emotional about all. I've maybe not found that yet. Maybe I'm just in denial.
So what's the another theory is that he and Skiba were killed, right? That's another theory.
Killed. All right, is that another theory that because they were anti-vax, sort of
Anti-vax, yeah.
proponents, they've been taken out.
Anti-establishment, right?
Their reach was nowhere near the reach of people like Fox News and Salty Cracker
Skiba
and whatever
was
other
huge.
political guy, you know?
Skiba was fucking huge, man.
Yeah, but he was no
Skiba
bigger
was-
than Fox News, and he wasn't saying anything that Fox News
No,
wasn't saying.
it'd be
Yeah,
hard
but
to
that's
be
not
bigger
the
than
point.
Fox
That's
News.
not the point. If you killed off Fox News and made the number of Fox News viewers depressed or anxious or fearful.
Neither Rob Skiba nor Antonio did that, though. Is what I'm
Well, no,
saying.
they didn't have that kind of an audience, but the effect would be the same. To
In
that
what world?
to that particular number of viewers, because they have less control now over our minds on television, so they have to control the internet now. They've got to. They have no choice.
You're saying internet numbers hold more value than Fox News viewer mainstream normie numbers?
No, I'm saying they have enough money to control somebody with a subscriber base of 500 people. That's what I'm saying, and they'll put.
They wouldn't waste their investment in something like that. The channels that they would be controlling would be Salty Cracker, who has 3 million subscribers and is like hardcore right wing conservative. That's who they're going to back up.
Sure, but they could do both, and they can do things unpredictably. And
well, Antonio was so all over the place with the kinds of things he was talking about. You know, he would change subjects rapidly and go into very wild and eccentric subjects. So I don't know of any I don't know who would be funding that unless it was strictly CIA meant to sow seeds of confusion constantly. But I mean, it seemed to me more organic. It seemed to me more like a guy who was just on a journey of going down YouTube rabbit holes and freaking out and making videos about it. And he had a certain look and he had a little fake Antonio voice that he put on, and people fucking loved it, and it was just all a gimmick.
I love that voice, man. I love that voice.
I thought that was actually his weak point, and I like it when he would get mad and he would actually raise his voice.
That was his weak point. I still love it.
But don't forget, they always have to put the full truth out there. And even if it's some guy, this is just my theory. I don't know how many viewers he had on YouTube, but let's say he had just 500 souls on YouTube. I think that they would make the expenditure, because an investment in 500 souls is worth it to them as time ticks on. Mm-hmm. It's a game of attrition. It's a game of time. I don't know. Am I making any sense?
No, that makes sense.
The biggest weapon that these evil forces have over us is the fact that the deeper an individual like myself or Akai or Jed or whatever goes deeper and deeper into rabbit holes and becomes more and more conspiratorial, accompanying that is the fact that you also become more and more antisocial. It's so you really do you pull yourself out of society,
Couldn't have said
No,
it
right?
better.
my job keeps me socialized. So
Yeah,
like,
I
whether
mean,
I
I'm
like it
still
or not,
social, yeah,
I have to put on a face for
yeah.
the
But you'd
public.
much rather be at home. You'd much rather be at home with your family, though. That's for sure.
Uh,
I gotta
at
Than
say
out
this.
times,
working. Yeah.
at times,
Okay.
you would
Yeah.
understand if you had kids.
I
But that's
gotta
the thing. That's the thing about being into conspiracies is the deeper you go, the farther and farther away you isolate yourself from society, and sometimes that can have good effects for you, but sometimes it can be perceived as bad effects by the people around you that have to deal with
Yeah.
you if they think, oh, you're antisocial, that guy's weird,
Yeah,
or
that
something.
guy's weird. That guy is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I've
I
seen
got
that.
called cuckoo last night, actually.
Yeah, I had
Because
this like a I don't know like a 12-year-old girl on the bus. I had a little bit of a dispute with her mother about wearing masks. Doesn't matter, but the girl goes meh as she's walking off the bus, and it's like well, I can't win anymore. I try to change minds, and I find myself somewhat articulate, somewhat replete with information, but I can't seem to change minds anymore. It seems we're almost at
You
a
never
dead
have been
zone.
able to change minds. Like I found that with people, that the only people that can really change their minds is them. Again, like unless you have some kind of authoritarian position or something like that. If you're just a friend trying to give advice, like most people are stubborn and will just go with their own.
Not
They'll
their
take your
own.
advice and be polite.
No.
They'll be polite and listen to you and stuff like that. But most people just do what they fucking want to do.
Well,
You know?
it's not what they don't go with their own. They go with the media. I find, Jed.
Mhm.
That's why I got this thing today here. It's it's a new Wi-Fi box, right? Like I
It's
can't
heavy
show you my
duty,
old.
man.
What's that?
It's heavy duty. Look at
It's heavy duty. So it's
yeah.
gonna what it promises to do is one, increase Wi-Fi speeds in my on my cell phone, increase computer time or better computer time on my computer, and plus not only that, but I haven't had television since 2016. But now I can have 5 TV stations: CBC, BBC, NBC, ABC, and CBS, all news stations. Um,
You have to check them out now and again to see what shite they're putting out there. I mean, you have to watch them now and again, man.
Oh, the thing about this is one, it's 5G, and I'm really concerned about 5G and the health benefits.
Danger Man 5 says that Wi-Fi box is recording your thoughts.
Oh yeah, oh no, that Wi-Fi box is probably turning me into an automaton. So
It's probably going to sprout arms and legs and start walking about your room fucking at night time. You'll be wake up and this fucking
It's
thing's
gonna sit
walking
on your
about.
chest. It's gonna sit on your chest like a cat and pushing your fucking breath out.
yeah,
We sting in the
this
background.
box is going to be my best friend someday.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
To be honest, I didn't believe in the 5G push. To be honest, 'cause like this
yeah,
conspiracy with the 5G melting your brain and shit, man.
just
Like
one,
we had
one more
3G, we
thing.
had 4G, we had fucking.
One
I
more
bet it's
thing. One
I
more
bet it's
thing. One
safer.
more thing. One more thing. This is really, really important because you need to understand this. So this box here, I can't show you my old box. No, the cables are holding it back. But it's just the thin wireless routers that have all these flashing buttons in the front. You
Yeah,
know those things?
I've got one there right in the background.
Okay. All right. So this replaces that, and
That brick replaces that. Yeah,
this massive, and it's hefty too.
it
Like it's
fucking
got
looks
some,
hefty. It looks
it's
like a
got
big
some
speaker.
weight to it. Yeah. So
Cybertronic.
this is what's going to end up controlling my mind, I think, in the near future. Yeah.
I've got one with a
So,
screen on it in my kitchen. It's got a
well,
screen on it.
if I go mental, somebody call 911 and mention that I got a new box installed.
I just ask it questions like how many people are vaccinated, and it's like, how many people are vaccinated in the UK, and it's like 48 million people are vaccinated in the UK. And I'm like, okay, right, how many people live in the UK? And it's like 60 million people.
65.
or 65.
Holy
And then I'm
shit,
like, how
really?
many kids are in the UK?
Probably about
12 million.
20%.
I think it's like 12 million. So you
Okay.
can take 12 million off that population like right away, like for how many people have been double vaccinated. I think it's like 48 million in Britain. Double vaccine.
Oh, sorry, I forgot
That's
to
the
tell you.
stats. 48 million double vaccinated UK people.
I
That's
forgot to tell
relevant,
you.
honestly. That's like shit, man.
And 65 million people in Britain. So you got 48 million double vax. There's 65 million, but there's 11 million kids. And like I said, most of them won't be vaxxed. So they're making up numbers to make people want to go and get it. They're manipulating
for
numbers
sure
to
they
make
are.
you want to go and get it. And do you know who said that? Antonio Subirats.
Well, that's true, though. I
It's
mean,
true.
the
Fucking
harder
true.
you sell something in a bad way, the more people fucking want it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not saying we're stupid, but what I'm saying is exactly what I said. I'm going to sell this hard and wide and in a bad way, and people are going to line up like fucking soldiers to get it. I'm not getting it.
I've not had it yet either.
In fact, I'm going to.
What about the new strain? There's a new strain from Africa now. And
There's
you know
gonna
what?
be-
This new strain's going to cancel out all these vaccinations, and you're going to have to get a new
Of
vaccination.
course. See, this
Oh,
is the
okay.
real
Reset.
shit that's happening. This is absolutely the real shit that's happening.
That's the Botswana strain.
Is it, or if the markets in New York City crashed today, they dropped like 3% across the board, and that's on a shortened trading day because today's Black Friday. It's a holiday in the United States, so they closed the markets at 1:00 p.m. New York time, and the markets all dropped 3% across the board. And it was because the media says it's because of the new strain from South Africa. So the fortunes that were made today would probably come into the hundreds of billions of dollars. Hundreds of billions of dollars were made today by throwing out a story about a new variant from South Africa on a shortened trading day when all kinds of people, well, you're pressed for time, you don't know what to do. It's a holiday. You're supposed to be shopping for Christmas, and the markets got destroyed. So the people who control those markets though made off very well, very handsomely today.
Yeah, you should see the British media, how they're portraying this. They're calling it a super variant. A super variant.
Sure.
Because they want to get over to the public that, do you know what? See, all these vaccines that you've had don't mean shit now. You need to go back to square one.
The media does not care about us at all. They only want to confuse, depress, and fill us full of fear. They just don't care about us anymore. And
They never did.
It's one of the things that I now that I talk to people, I think, okay, you're either with us or you're watching TV. And the people who are watching TV are so obvious to spot now, especially the news. They just don't have it upstairs. And they're emotional and yeah, fuck, you know what I'm saying, right?
They love the way Timmy Osmond presents the globe Earth theory.
I'm seeing in the morning GMTV, like Good Morning Television. Sorry, Barbie, could you mute? I could hear a little background. Right, cheers. In the mornings I'm waking up with GMTV, and they've got oh fuck, I've lost my train of thought because of that noise in the background. Oh, the Naked Scientist. Some guy called the Naked Scientist. He's got this fucking thing with telling us about vaccines. I think he's like a YouTuber, fucking doctor or some shit like that. And this is what people are watching before they go to their work, and they're sharing amongst each other. And there's not even like proper doctors on the TV in the morning. It's like the Naked Scientist. Like, what the fuck is a Naked Scientist? I mean, it's like this is just it's so
It's mark-
surreal.
That's
So surreal.
marketing. That's marketing, Jet. That's
Mhm.
making sure people never really understand what science is about. You
Yeah.
know, but having them think when they grow up, you could grow up watching TV, never go to school, and at the end of your, say, 18 to 21 to 30 to 50 to 60 years, you think you're a fucking scientist, because that's what TV does. It makes you think. TV makes you think you know everything, and they
Yeah.
do that so skillfully.
Yeah.
They do that with such. They do it with intent, and they do it with prowess. They understand exactly how to manipulate the minds of the
Yep, and the
masses.
public, the normie public, they memorize this shit in the morning before they go to their work, and then they repeat it to their work colleagues, and their work colleagues repeat the shit back to them, and they just keep a perpetuation of fucking bullshit circulating within the public sphere. Then you've got us sitting in the alternative circles going, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
My best friend since the age of 7. Unfortunately, I haven't talked to him. He's a brilliant guy. He's just a lovely guy, but we haven't talked for about 6 years now because, well, I was waking up to things like chemtrails, 9/11, fake news, and so I started to talk to him, and he was interested. But then, over a period of a couple of months, he panicked. He got freaked out, and he started to take it out on me, and we ended up just folding it. So I haven't talked to him in about 5 years now.
But this kind of realization is stressful. You don't want to fucking know all this stuff. Just like the guy in the Matrix that was eating a steak, and he wants to go back to the Matrix. He's sick of the fucking eating slop and fucking being in the real world. He wants to go back to fucking living a celebrity, eating steak and fucking pretending it's all real and pretending it's all good. You know what I mean? And that's what the majority of the public, that was a perfect sort of microcosm of what the public are really like. They don't want conflict. They don't want to face up to the truth, because the truth is fucking, it's horrifying. You know what I mean? People don't know what to see that. So they just make up little stories in their head just to get on with life. You know what I mean? Just get on with it.
Here's one of the things that I came to learn in my whole lifetime: school, everything you can imagine. And that in our mind, this is what the scientists say, that in our mind, we cognitively, in terms of thinking, we only have 3 things, and those are beliefs, whether something's true or not, attitudes, how we feel about those beliefs or those things, and values. So these are like deep core things, like love and respect and that kind of thing.
Your vices and virtues.
Vices and virtues. Well, so we only have beliefs, attitudes, and values. But when you take the sum over a lifetime, whatever year you're at right now, the sum of your beliefs, your attitudes, and your values, that's what makes up what they call the worldview. And this worldview is a construct about how you look at the world. It doesn't work all the time, but it's a fairly statistically significant finding. So it's how you look at the world, and it helps to keep your mind sane, because there's a lot of contradictions in the world that will, if you spend too much time on them, they're gonna break up your worldview. That worldview, it turns out, is one of the most important things in the human psychology. How you view the world based on the sum total of your beliefs,
Perception,
attitudes, and values. Your world experience, your worldview, it's critical to who you are as a person. And one of the things that conspiracy theories, or any particular subject within a conspiracy theory, like 9/11, so if you take a thing like, well, wait a minute, my government is here to protect and serve me, but no, they also kill me at the same time. That assault on the worldview, it's hard. And I think we've all been there. we've all felt that kind of psychological pain. But when we're trying to convince other people,
It's
I
cognitive
mean, we have to
dissonance.
realize, but I often forget that I'm inflicting real psychological pain.
Yeah.
Really foul stuff that I can almost see it from my point of view now. I wouldn't.
And the way you say it, okay, Ken, it's just, it seems like just off the cuff and normal and things like that. But when people that aren't aware of these things, Ken, and that are happening, when these Luciferian sort of groups and the shit they get up to, and if you mention any of this shit to them, they just turn around in disgust, and that you even know that stuff.
Yeah, they're
I
like
mean,
mad
it's
at you. Yeah.
Aye, they get mad at you that you've exposed them to that suddenly.
And it's
And
easier for people to just say, no, that's just a drunk old man talking, or to get vicious and violent and aggressive with me.
No, it could be. Aye.
Well, the question is, why are you telling people? Is it because you want them to experience the pain a little bit, or is it
Exactly.
truly from 100% good intentions?
No,
That's
I
the question.
think
It's the
VB
only
was
fucking
right.
chance we. It's the only fucking chance we have.
No, I think that a VB's right in that sense, and a lot of people won't admit that either. That the fact that they do know the truth, and they don't want to suffer alone in this world, so they want to tell other people to suffer with them, sort of thing. You know what I
That's
mean?
yeah. But then again, I also think that most people, just with the way I see it, I think most people are most of the time suffering now. If they're not
But you
distracted
don't
by
have to
something,
compile it, and you don't have to. Everyone's got their own sufferings, and then you're adding onto that. And most people are fucking trying to pay the rent, trying to do this, trying to do that.
right?
And you're telling them that the controlling powers are eating babies.
But what if you get some kind of but what if by consuming that content, these people are actually getting a relief from their pain, from the mundane pains of everyday life, and letting themselves escape into rabbit holes of deep conspiracy?
That sounds like self-experience.
But the thing is that goes on in the beginning, but then the deeper you get into these rabbit holes, the further, the more and more painful it really does get, honestly.
The more detached from reality you find yourself.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, look.
Or what you think's reality.
Look,
but it wasn't reality in the first place.
From my experience, it's both. You can and you can't wake people up, right? I've woken people up before. People who come up to me and say, "I'm so grateful you told me about the spraying of the skies," and then I've lost friends, lifetime friends, forever. So I don't know what other choice we have, really, because we're in a time when things are going, well, I'm getting this kind of thing delivered to me for free by a telecommunications company because they want me to watch more TV and probably get brain cancer from 5G radiation. And
like someone said in the chat, though, the bottle of Bacardi will probably fuck you up before the 5G.
Oh yeah, well, probably. Yeah. Thanks, Wild. Appreciate that.
Oh, you remember it?
Yeah, no, I did. Well, you posted it actually as yeah.
Well,
no,
that's a good point that everybody makes. Like, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there going on about 5G and certain things, and then their lifestyle is shitty. You know what I mean?
Sure. So I'm not. If you're looking for lifestyle advice from me, please don't take it. But if you're looking for just some thoughts, and a bit of entertainment, then you might want to check me out. I'm at what's my name? What's the name of my show again, Jeff?
Okay.
No, I haven't done it since Sunday. Taking a bit of a break there.
I think you should just take a step back for a while.
Yeah.
You know what it gets like.
I notice, like now, I never. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, but yeah, you actually, yeah. Anyways, so
but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. People say stupid shit. I say stupid shit all the time on my fucking hangouts. So it's just these things happen. You just need to watch what you say online. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Because
No, you know what it was?
some people can take it out of context, some people can take it the wrong way, some people can
No.
just be confused about it and
No.
go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, no, there were several factors. One, I've got a strange sense of humor. It's kind of sarcastic. It's a little dark. Two, I didn't realize what a sensitive topic it was in the UK. It's just it. And three, I
I think it was
wanted
one
to
of these
change.
nights. To be honest, okay, I think it was one of those nights. It's one of those see how you have some good fucking nights on the Hangouts
Yeah.
and you have good conversations, and then you can have that polar opposite where
Well,
everything just feels fucking weird and negative and just some shit.
Well, that
said
was the other
shouldn't be
thing
said.
because the night before I was on your show and we had an amazing conversation, and it wasn't going so well because the person that was on was about as drunk as I was or more, and then you came on, and then we were talking about something, and then it seemed to get uncomfortable to me, and I think you understand that there was some friction building up there.
Yeah.
And
you
I
said
decided
something to try and knock the whole fucking.
So I decided.
You did.
So
You accomplished what you wanted to do. You managed to fucking. Aye.
Destroy the whole thing? No.
Destroy the whole fucking. Maybe you were feeling that way inside, self-destructing, so you just self-destructed
it. Could be.
It.
But actually, what it was about an article that I had read months back, and it was a serious topic, and the topic was like prepubescent sex, not meaning sex between adults and children, but sex between children and how it's
see just that word, just those two words. Now listen, prepubescent sex doesn't make sense because when you're prepubescent, that means you're not at the stage you're ready to have sex. You're thinking about toys. You're thinking about fucking being an astronaut. You're thinking about all these fucking things. You're not. Your body isn't sending those chemicals yet for you to think about fucking procreating. So prepubescent sex shouldn't be a fucking topic. It shouldn't even be in articles. It shouldn't be fucking online. It shouldn't even be a conversation. I just think it's disgusting.
Okay, but puberty actually.
It's just like that stupid shit that fucking local goes on and saying that, why did your parents have you? Why did your parents have you? Do you know what biology is, you fucking retard?
Okay. But no, this was an article about kids having sex as young as 9 now.
And that's just sick that people want to make articles about that shit and think that people want to read that.
Well,
obviously in certain countries and certain places, things like that happen, but I don't see as adults, and especially in this day and age where the shit that's happening out there, we should be more evolved in the brain to have better topics to talk about than this fucking topic. And I just think it lowers
look, I'm not disagreeing. It was my sick sense of humor saying
it's no sense
let's
of humor,
change
man.
the subject
no
to something more interesting.
It isn't a sense of humor.
Okay.
It's no funny.
It's not funny. And that's what I came to learn. That I made a grave mistake in judgment. I made an error in judgment, and I fucked up.
Yeah.
And
to say anything, you could say anything to fucking change the subject, man. And you said that prepubescent crap. Get what I mean? And to me, like I said, that like. Right here, I'm going to tell you a story, and it goes back to Flat Earth, guys. And any of you in the chat remember me. If even Timmy Osman will remember these times. Like people remember, I used to troll a channel called Andrea Cenci, right? And I used to sit on these panels. Jen Panda used to sit on them. These other I think even John Watson in the chat there. He goes way back to the fucking this, right? So one day I'm sitting fucking watching a Flat Earth debate apparently, and a fucking little boy comes up on the panel. So I'm in the chat and I'm saying, why is there a little kid on the fucking panel, you weirdos? Can't get rid of this little guy. Within about a minute, 2 minutes, the little kid pulls down his pants through full frontal nudity. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm in the chat going, you are fucking pedos, you're fucking this. And do you know what the topic of conversation before all this happened was prepubescent sex and the age of consent. This is what the pedos all want to talk about. They role play or some shit like that. Anyway, I'm in the chat. I see this fucking full frontal fucking shit. I'm fucking scarred. So I go on a fucking mission. This Andrea Chenchi guy has to eventually shut his channel down. He's sending me a message going, please just leave us alone. I'm like, nah, you have exposed me to something and I'm scarred now. And I'll fucking, do you know what I found out? That little kid that came up on panel, he wasn't up on panel. It was a fucking pre-recording. So there was an adult playing a video of a little kid on the fucking panel. It was a pre-recording of a little kid. These are the paedophiles that were going around in the flat earth. They were using the flat earth as a fucking foundation to meet up. And Andrea Chenchi was like, what's your problem, Jed? What's your fucking problem, Jed? What's the big deal about it? And I was telling him what the fucking big deal about it was. And when you said that prepubescent sex, okay, my heart sank. It took me back to those groups, those fucking conversations, and those images I fucking seen, and I just had to leave. I had to leave you there and then because that is fucking, that's outside of my fucking. You can call it a taboo all you want, but that's way outside my fucking threshold of conversation. I'd rather speak on a higher level about what's going on outside, what we can do to fucking try and come together as a community and change society. You want to talk about pubescent sex? That's fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Well, what it was a segue into a thesis about how our society is so sick at so many levels now that even this behavior is going on at higher rates. It was another indication that another measurement of the social barometer of how sick our society is, that never before have kids been having sex at such a young age.
How do you know this? How do you know that kids are having sex at this age? Because you read an article about it. Because some pedo wrote an article about it. Some pedo that's looked into Freud wants to write an article about how do you think kids are having sex unless they're getting molested?
Yeah, but the things are that society.
Most kids want to play with fucking toys. I remember when I was a 9-year-old, before I was before puberty. I don't know what look. I can remember kids. I can remember girls chasing me and me being like, "Get away from me!" And kids, like girls, want to kiss me because they're going into their pubescent stage, but I was still behind. I was wanting to play with my play football, play with my pals. So that shit wasn't in my mind. So the word prepubescent means the whole natural balance of your chemicals telling you that you should be having sex. It's that it defeats the part. It goes on to it goes. I don't even want to talk about it. You've now got me talking about it.
So that's what I found out, Jed, is people don't want to talk about it, and I learned a harsh lesson about that. And I'm sorry I brought it up, and I'm sorry that the whole conflagration of events ended up that way. It was a really tough time for me. I didn't enjoy any of that, and I'm sure you were very uncomfortable yourself. And I wanted to apologize to you.
No, what bothered me more is that your guests actually agreed with you, so wanted to start actually elaborating on the topic.
Well,
like, whoa.
That particular guest.
And Bright started talking about how he had a dream, how he molested his brother's kids, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck?
Bright had a dream about.
Bright had a dream. I'm not going to repeat it, but Bright had a dream. And it wasn't a fucking Malcolm X.
Where did all this happen?
You don't know what you hear it, mate.
No, but where?
Okay,
where
channel.
was this?
My channel, Sunday night.
You were on camera, Jed, or you were just in the chat?
I came on just for a conversation that turned fucking. I got really fucking. And when I went away, this little dickhead that was on the panel called JB Rants was taking some kind of victory and making it with some kind of enforcer. I'm the enforcer. So I came back on. I was like, fuck you little cunt. Get what I mean? I just lay him just with everything I could fucking, just every morbid, disgusting thing that he says to everybody on the panel. I just give him it back. He's everything I said to that little dickhead, he said to everybody on that panel at one point or another. So I just gave him it back. So I didn't give a fuck. I didn't feel guilty. But it all happened in Hawkeye's VD, and it's horrible. It's horrible. And okay, I don't know what to think anymore. Like even my missus, like fucking, I don't know what to think anymore about okay. I mean, it's like that's just the way I'm thinking, man. It's like you really made me fucking doubt you, man. You know what I mean? My stomach sank when you said that because I went back to the Andrea Chenchi days and the fucking pedo circles and how I shut them down eventually.
Yeah. No, it was just me trying to inject what I thought was humor, to talk about a study that I had read, and yada 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 yada. And it was like I said, an error in judgment, and I really do apologize, Jed. I'm sorry.
Ah, that's all right, man. Like I said, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did. Quite a few other people haven't, and it's been a rough week that way.
Because I know you were intoxicated, you had a lot to drink, you've probably been taking whatever fuck knows. And it was a weird night. It was one of those weird fucking nights. And maybe you'd been influenced by this stupid article you had read. I mean, I don't know, but maybe a few things aligned. And but like I said, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna fucking disown you.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
okay. And I appreciate.
There's still not enough evidence you're a paedophile in my case here.
No, and I'm not a pedophile. And the people who say that I'm a pedophile, like Rum and Independent Free Press, they can just go and fuck themselves.
Because that's what's happened, VB. After that night, Hawkeye's been now labelled a paedophile by everybody that was there.
Wow.
So you can't. So I mean, look. The last thing I'll say. This article said, it was quite a well-written article, that because we don't talk about it, it's happening, and it's getting younger and younger and younger. That's
reverse. That's reverse psychology. That's the same thing that the tobacco companies do when they have their quit smoking campaign.
Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. So if you hear about an incident, you label the person pedophile, you yell and you scream and you get outraged, but you don't talk about the factors in our society. Everything from the bug that's going around to fake news to hypersexuality in the media or in pop stars or in young teeny bopper artists like what's her name, Miley Cyrus kind of thing. If you don't talk about these things, that's what happens. That was the crux of the article. But that's not the point anymore. The point is I'm thankful to Jed for not brushing me off. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, you're welcome on my show again anytime.
Man. Like I said, like you did say some stupid shit. Everybody says stupid shit, but to be labelled a paedophile, I want to see more evidence that you're a paedophile rather than just think you're a paedophile.
Yeah, and you'll never see that evidence because that's just not what I am.
But at the same time, mate, if it flaps like a duck, quacks like a duck, do you know what I mean? So you can't say too many things. Sometimes you didn't need to watch your missus shagging another guy to know she's having an affair. You pick up on all the little clues.
Right.
Sometimes you didn't need to see it. You just know if it flaps like a duck, quacks like a duck, it usually is a fucking duck. So you just need to lay off these fucking, I don't know what the articles, why you're even looking at fucking articles like that, but you need to get back to the real world, mate, where fucking our freedoms are getting stripped and it's nothing to do with fucking kids. Anyway, I'm going to hit the sun.
Thanks, and I'll talk to you later.
Take care. No bother, okay, man. Cheers, mate. See you later. Right, VB, what do you think about that? That was a bit weird there.
A little bit tough. I mean, did he say something horrible that I'm just like not figuring out here? Because I mean, all kinds of channels are always covering like, oh, look how sick our society is, this, that, and this. You know, like that doesn't make someone a pedophile. But did he say something else that was way beyond the scope or something?
It kind of happened like this. It was like somebody was saying something and it was getting a bit heated. It was getting a bit fucking angry. And okay, wait, right, why not we just talk about prepubescent sex? And it was just like everybody just went.
It was just it was a tasteless joke, is what it sounds like. It sounds like it was like, why don't we talk about this other awkward subject? Yeah.
But it was a stupid thing to fucking say. And he says it was his humor, and
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt, VB, but
Yeah,
fucking
I'm not trying to
if
defend anybody. I'm just saying.
no, but you're right. You're right because I've thought the same sort of thing. Like I don't know what to get too. I don't know what to get too accusational. You know what I mean? I've seen some stupid shit. Man. I've seen some
Yeah, like
stupid
sometimes
shit.
you make a joke, but like the subject of the joke is something that's not actually as funny. But and you're drunken state, you think, oh, I'll just throw the X topic in here and make a joke, and it's like,
Like
wait, those two, and you didn't think about it
I'm
really
sure.
good.
I'm sure there's some shit I've even said tonight, like because of the whole topic of Antonio. And if he is really dead, I'm sure there's lots of shit I've said tonight that's really distasteful. Like if he is
Well,
dead, but if he's alive, well, I'm kind of right. So I think.
actually, I think we've been pretty damn respectful of
We
Antonio.
have, man. I think we have. We've not said anything that bad against the guy, and we've
Yeah.
not been too biased, especially with the whole thing with Pat. We've never took one side or the other. We've kind of looked at them both as equal entities, weirdos. I mean, so
Ramshackle.
ramshackle. Both of them. They've probably both got ramshackle vagina. He's got ramshackle penis.
Ramshackle ass.
Anyway, mate, I done a 12-hour shift, and now it's like 3:45 a.m. for me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the sack, man. It's been a good conversation though, and I'm getting used to getting them sort of frequent again, like getting them back maybe like every week, maybe every 2 weeks. So I think I want to do this more often again, man. It's good.
It's good for mental health.
It is, man. It's good. It is. It is. I feel a lot better after these conversations, man. I do.
Yeah.
Right, mate. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Good night.
Good night, bro.
I'm just gonna say good night to the chat before I go, man.
It's been a huge honor.
Oh. Same to you, mate. Right, guys. John Watson, you're talking out your arse, says James Dunn. So people are now theorizing that Andrea Cenci was actually Antonio Subirats. That's funny because when I don't know. There's just no enough evidence for that. So McKnight, Paul Curran, V. Thomas, Well Creature, John Watson, Barbie, Dagon Morningstar, YouTube. I can hear my brain, I've woke her up. So I better fucking... Right, guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you later. Long live Antonio. Gracias.